back in the studio for Wengrat Computers, and Travi Cartwright, the best in the business, on the camera today here at Myrtleford. Chriso, have we got you out there in the middle of the ground?
Yes, yeah, the players are just about to toss the coin here, boys, and I'll give you an update very shortly. He might be doing it again. The umpire, no, Glanville's one and going to kick to the southern end.
Going to kick to we call that the Lake Buffalo end here.
Okay, river end.
Yeah, the river end here at the McNamara Reserve. What are ground conditions like out there, Chriso, in the middle of the McNamara?
Yeah, I think the breeze has dropped down a little bit, but it's swirling. It is a little bit swirly, so it is heading sort of a bit of a southerly as well towards Mount Buffalo. So maybe that's why he picked that way.
Yeah, potentially. Dan Vaccaro, who are we taking a look at on the 40-wing stat sheet this afternoon?
Thanks, Panda. We'll be taking a look at the reigning Morris medalist, obviously Jackson East, been in super form this season. He's averaging 26.3 disposals this year. Simon Curtis, Ashton McPherson, Lockie Murphy-Dale, the X-factor for Murderford, I think, and the big goal kicker, Cooper Thomason, who's kicked 10 goals this year and coming, I think, third in the Doug Strang, on fourth at this stage. Billy Glanville, we're taking his numbers. He's having a scintillating year, 34 disposals, second in the league. Jack Glanville as well, also the lesser brother, but he's just as good almost, Bobby. 25 disposals for him. Sean Driscoll, the reigning Morris medalist as well. Nick Newton, and the big rooster I'll be looking at as well. The spearhead up forward for Lavy.
Run through some of the team stats if you can, Dan. Where do Myrtleford rank in certain areas, and Lavington coming into this game as well?
Yeah, for sure, Panda. Well, we talked about it pre-game a little bit. Is Myrtleford really want to play the kicking style of footy? They're number one in the league for kicks, 223 kicks per game, and Lavington are ranked ninth, only averaging the 190. So Myrtleford are going to want to play keepings off a lot against Lavington. Myrtleford are also the number one intercepting team. There's 65 intercept possessions per game and 14 intercept marks per game. So they're also really good on that half back line, Bob, in intercepting the ball. The way Lavington want to play is they're a really good midfield team, and in those clearances and stoppages, they're fourth in the league for clearances, which is really strong because Myrtleford are eighth. Lavington are second in the league for hitouts, but they're second in the league for hitouts to advantage as well, and Myrtleford currently sit eighth. So we talk about Myrtleford's rucks being very good, but stats might lie a little bit. Lavington are stronger than Myrtleford this year in the midfield.
We spoke about in pre-game about stopping the Myrtleford at the source. Yeah, that's a big thing there with the craft around the stoppages and the criminal. So the ruck contest and nullifying Smith, and also I'm looking forward to seeing the young ruckman from Lavington in Jaden Hucker as well. So I'm really looking forward to see how he goes about it as well. And I see some shin pads on young Charlie Sanson, so that must mean he might spend some time in the middle as well. So I'm really looking forward. And he looks like he's sticking up a little bit too, Panda. He looks like he's starting to develop into that body and starting to become the football that we know he can.
Looking forward to seeing what he can do today. It was Aidan Cook last year, but of course he's been moved into defence with no John Ospina and Jesse Hart. Chris, a quick tip from you if we can on the boundary for the Newmarket?
Oh, you know I am biased, so I'm going to go the Saints by 2 goals.
What about you, Dan Vaccaro?
Well, I actually tipped Myrtleford during the week, but I've just got a feeling Lavington are going to get over the line today, Panda.
Okay, a bet each way. What about you, Bob Jackson?
Yeah, I've vowed never to pick against Myrtleford at home again, so my tip of the Saints by, it'll be a small margin today, so I think 2 goals.
Yeah, Saints for mine. That 3 or 4 goal margin for me as well. As umpire Ash Broughton holds the footy aloft, and we're underweight here on 201 O&M Snap Print Solutions TV for A-grade oils and batteries in the first quarter. Leaving that football behind was East. Del Bosco tackled straight away by Billy Glanville. Gives it to his brother Jack, who was tackled straight away. We'll get Bobby Jackson for Border Bandag to watch a couple of the matchups for each side. Looking forward to seeing Smith and Hucker in the ruck. There's Big Riley bursting through and getting the first entry forward here for the Saints. Trying to mark that footy was Ryan Crisp. Back in his Saints colours this year. Picking the footy up at half-back was Aidan Cook. Lavington shoot it out wide over the head there of Glanville. And we have a stoppage right in front of Chris Mitchell, who might be able to grab a 40-wings disposal. How are you down there, Mitch, settling in for the Newmarket?
Oh, it's pretty nice down here. Out of the wind a little bit as well, so it's sort of just in the middle that it is effective. But yeah, I could nearly throw this one in, Panda.
Looks like Alex Bennett scoring to Riley Sharp in the goal square for the Lavington Panthers. That's a matchup that they see important inside the 50.
So centre wing throwing here at the McNamara Reserve. Corrigan on to Jack Glanville. Shallow kick into the middle of the ground. Looking for Jay Summers. Eked to hand pass out. McNamara had his head over the footy. Curtis burrowed in as well. McPherson stood really tall to win it away for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Gets a 1-2 with East. Shoots that wide to the far side of the ground. There's Bobby J's man, Cooper Thomason. Riley Costello's got the match up on him. He punts it inside forward 50, push in the back against Riley Sharp, who was going to run into an open goal, and a free kick to Alex Bennett in the back pocket for the Panthers.
We just saw there initially, straight away, the lateral handball to get Ashton McPherson into some space and then create some space down that far side, the netball side of the football ground.
Jaden Hucker took a nice mark, a contested mark at left half back for the Lavington Panthers. The boy from Holbrook had a really good final series out in the Hume League, did Jaden Hucker. Kick was a bit interesting in the middle of the ground. No real Lavington Panthers at all he was aiming for. Ferguson got one high at centre half back against Charlie Sanson.
We just see the wind carry the footy there a little bit further than... well, that's...
Whoa.
Don't know what that was for.
Chris O, Newmarket Hotel?
No, I thought it was Ferguson's free kick for a bit high around the neck, but it's gone the other way.
He must have played holding the ball, Bobby.
We must be watching a different game because that looked like it was around the shoulder. He must have been on the wrong side of the play. There had to be.
That is extraordinary. Wow. Okay, so Charlie Sanson is lining up for a shot on goal directly in front here, and we're all confused.
Yes.
Maybe it was downfield. I got no idea. Anyway, 2.5 minutes gone for NZ here, and Sanson kicks just inside the centre square. Gets good purchase. It just drops short. The Rooster bounced off his chest. Stays in play. Fends off. Tackled. Kicked towards the top of the goal square is marked by Simon Curtis, playing the goalkeeper role for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
That travelled 7.5 metres, but he's claimed it.
He shoots it out wide. Del Bosco juggling 1-2 effort. Dropped the footy. Enough time to get back on the right and find Damon Harrington on centre wing. He wants to get and go straight away. Good kick. This is Myrtleford footy at their best. Riley Smith. He'll come inboard and find Jake Sharp. Just too far out to score for Jake. Lead comes from his brother. Likewise, Thomason. He's going to shoot this towards the top of the goal square. Sharp got good position. Bennett just got an important fist in at the right time. And it goes through for a minor score. The Saints one behind. Lavington yet to score. We've played 3.5 minutes on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Just having a look at some matchups. It looked like Riley Smith's taking the centre bounces and pushing forward to try to expose the lack of height in Lavington's defence because, as we saw there, he was leading out from the true centre half forward position just then.
Lavington kicked the footy to half forward really quickly. Brady Sharp, the only one home there for the Saints. Hand passes it out to McPherson. How many is he averaging, Dan, in 2026?
Yeah, Ashton McPherson's had a really good year, averaging 21 disposals and 15 kicks per game, Panda.
Is that breeze stiff down there, Mitch? Because that looks like the last couple of kicks Lavington kicked into the forward 50. There's a fair bit of carry on those on the football.
I was writing a couple of notes down, and before I could look back up, the ball was in their 50, so I think it is carrying a bit for sure.
I can read those notes, mate. Smaller font.
He's got glasses on, our man Bobby J. East out of the stoppage, left foot kick. Bootlace level, wasn't able to possess it, was Riley Smith. Lavington's kick intercepted by Del Bosco, and Torpedo punts at 65 metres to half forward. It held up in the wind, maybe it was 40. And Rob Rample pulls a free kick out there for holding the ball. Gives it off to Nick Newton, back in the lineup for Werribee today. From Werribee, I should say, onto Cooper Hall, and Lavington transition the footy to the broadcast side. Here's Jay Summers, who had a lovely, long lot of hair a couple of years ago. Now he's as bald as a badger almost. Kicks it to half forward. Curtis again intercepts the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Bites it off into the middle of the ground looking for Riley Smith. Clean below his knees, the big fella, and a really good kick. Finds Jake Sharp. Point of the square. Where are the forwards? Where's the movement? Kicks it one out towards Thomason. Little nudge in the back. Out the back. Goal. Is it Truan? I think it's Jack Truan. Right place, right time. Kicks the first goal today. He got brought down at a strong tackle. He's holding his head. But good transition footy from the Saints. Chris Mitchell, boundary side for the Newie.
Yeah, Lavington really wanted to take care of Jake Sharp at the moment. Every foray that's going forward is going through Jake's hands, and he's kicking it long to his brother. So it's pretty obvious what they want to do, go through the guts.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right, Mitch. We had Simon Curtis take the mark out here on the half-back flank and straight away look for a 45. And it was the big fella in the middle, and it was a fantastic pick-up by Riley Smith. And straight away he's got your man Sharp, and then he's basically he's an avenue for goal 100%, Mitch. You've nailed that well and truly.
That man, Simon Curtis, he has started the game really red hot. The beneficiary of going through the midfield, Bob, and attacking fast. Simon Curtis, 3 disposals already on the 40-wing stat sheet. All important, Panda.
Myrtleford 1-1-7 to Lavington yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard. We played 6 minutes for NZ opening term. Cooper Hall with the headband on. There's something with the headband in 2026. A lot of players rocking it. Billy Glanville's kick must have been touched. McPherson marked it, and now he's been caught holding the ball. And it's a free kick here to the Stingray. Harry Barber goes inside 50. Good mark, Sanson. Overrunning that slightly, I think, was Ferguson. And Sanson will line up for his second shot on goal. Much closer to goal, Bobby J.
Yeah, young Harry Barber. He's a young fella with plenty of talent. He's wearing the great Cade Stevens' number 24 that he's made famous for a long, long time here at the Lavington Football Club. And, he's got the bright yellow boots on. So the kid would want to get a kick, Panda, but that was a perfect pass to Charlie Sanson, who's been in the action already with this is his second shot on goal, Divac.
It is.
This one a lot closer. Nice short and sharp from our man Dan. No frills operator. Charlie Sanson, slide angle. Should make no mistake here. Kick on the way is a beauty. Straight through the middle. And Lavington get the reply. 1 straight 6. Myrtleford 1-1-7. All that in the Steel Line scoreboard.
Yeah, good game of footy at the moment from both teams. Myrtleford like to play that free-flowing football. They've had the 3 inside 50s and a mark inside 50 already, Myrtleford, but Lavington 4 inside 50s for them and a mark going forward. Their usual offenders, Lavy, Billy Glanville, he's had 3 disposals in that midfield so far in the first quarter. He's averaging 34 a game, Bobby Jackson. Good start.
Yeah, the ball movement.
Don't mind that, rewarding the tackler really quickly.
Got to be consistent. East onto Del Bosco, out of the middle. The Saints go again, kicking towards the pocket. Bouncing ball, possessed by Bennett. Costello under pressure. Lavington doing a bit of defending here. Ryan Crisp applying a forward tackle, and we have a stoppage 40 out from Myrtleford goal. Kicking to the town end. The first goal of the game through Jack Truant. Lavington with the second through Charlie Sanson. The only team to beat the Saints at home in the last year and a half are Lavington. Caden McNamara, the former Sydney Swans Academy player, picks it up and gives it out to Cooper Hall. Kicks it out wide. Ball lands on centre wing, and Isaiah Robertson happy to see it over the line for a boundary throw-in.
We can see already that Simon Curtis is starting to play that loose man or one off down the back there. He's currently just running around free as a bird at the moment. So, yeah, they just want to keep one eye on that, Lavington.
Throw-in. Crisp doing the rucking against Hucker at this stage. Jack Glanville gives it off to Ryder Corrigan. Tackled straight away by Truant. Brought down in a strong tackle and a free kick to the Saints in the middle of the ground.
And like you said, Penny, they're rewarding that tackle, so you want to get it pretty quick.
The boy from Congupna, Jack Truant, goes laterally to Miotto. Del Bosco, we're doing his numbers, Dan?
We're not.
I knew we weren't. I threw you under the bus.
I will. I'll count Mitchie. He's one of my favourites. I'll count Mitchie.
He's had 3 or 4 early.
Yeah, I've got 4.
And so's this guy. His best mate, Jake Sharp, has it on centre wing. Congested forward half of the ground here for the Saints. He's going to have to wait, and they're happy to do this. This is their chip mark game, Bobby J.
Yeah, this guy, along with Simon Curtis, are the main instigators across half-back. Ashton McPherson, who's had a long time off footy, has been almost a recruit to him.
Oh, good yes. Mark East. It wasn't the right setup for the Saints. They had to go long, but Jackson East so good above his head. An elite body and paint mark of the day. He will line up 45 out slide angle.
I think Big Smithy was the target there, Panda, and Jackson East drifted across in front of the big fella and took the mark. So I'm not sure he'll buy him a beer later on, Smithy.
Unlucky not to go out, give the free kick away, Smith.
Jackson East, he's a goal kicker. He's played a couple of games for GWS. He loves playing for his Saints, the Morris medalist. And he's banged through their second. The car horns ring around the McNamara. 2-1-13 the Saints. 1 straight 6 Lavington for Steel Line.
Yeah, Jackson East, did we expect anything else? He's a superstar. 3 disposals for him on the 40-wing stat sheet already, Bob, and he's kicked the major. He's one of the best midfielders in the competition.
He certainly is. Chris, so what are you noticing down on the boundary for the Newmarket rotations?
Yeah, no, Driscoll coming on. It's hard to keep those two on at the same time with their rotations, but they need the next couple of clearances. As you can see, when they get a clearance, Glanville got the first for the last goal for Lavington. So, this one's a big one.
Looks like they've got Shawnee Driz in the middle here as well. Bit of pace injected into the engine room here for the Lavington Panthers. Smith didn't fly in the end, and here's Cooper Hall for the Lavington Panthers. Shovels it back for Nick Newton. Good kick out wide, finds Ryder Corrigan. He is a good size, is Ryder. He slipped over as he went to come inboard with his kick, has enough time. Looks towards Jack Glanville at half forward. Ball goes over his head. Pethbridge, his first disposal since round 17 at senior footy last year. His hand pass was intercepted. McNamara was really clean. Got one high. Onto Corrigan. Lavington link up by hand. Hucker. Hand pass intercepted by Curtis, who says, stuff this, I'm getting it out of here. It's intercepted, though, by Harry Wilson at halfback, who shaved the head during the week. Why'd you do that, Harry? McPherson wins it back for the Saints. Inboard hand pass to Sharp, who's on fire. Links up with Miotto. Here's the run and carry for the Saints. Del Bosco. Oh, missed his hand as he tried to link up with a teammate. And Lavington win it back through the middle of the ground. Can they rebound on the turnover? McNamara high up and under inside forward 50. Rooster out the back. 2 grabs. Too strong. And he will line up directly in front. Good rebound footy from the Panthers.
Yeah, he's going to be beneficiary of a different forward line. And with young Charlie Sanson being more of a target up forward, and Sam Stenning also coming into the mix, he's getting some free looks. Even though Sam's not playing today, it just gives him a different look. Young Caden McNamara, there's something about him too, Panda, that gives that forward 50 a different look. He's a nice-looking rooster, isn't he? And he can move well.
He certainly is. The boy from Terrigal, I believe, the Sydney Swans Northern Academy. The Rooster, this stuttering approach. True on this occasion for the Rooster. That's his 10th for the year. He started 2026 very well. And now it's a 1-point ball game. 13 plays 12. Saints up. Dan Vaccaro for Steelline.
Yeah, really good game of footy, Panda. Both teams have brought the heat so far. 5 inside 50s apiece with both teams. And the main offenders getting a lot of the ball. Jackson East up to 3 disposals. Curtis, Ashton McPherson for Murderford. But for Lavington, it's Billy Glanville and Jack Glanville that have got their hands on the footy. Nick Newton off half-back has been super as well. And that man, Sean Driscoll, just hasn't gotten going yet, Bob. Yet to register a 40-wing stat sheet yet. But Lavington looking good.
Drizzy.
I tell you what, Mitch, if 4 goals in 13 minutes in the first quarter every week. We saw 4 goals and a half last week on Anzac Day. You can come back every week.
Yeah, well, Sam predicted at the start. He said they want to play some more free-flowing football, and that's exactly what they're serving up.
It'll change because Panda's the poison chalice.
Hey, Mitch, is young Cooper Hall doing a run-with job with Jackson East? Because I just sort of watched them for the last little bit, and then they both come off at the same time. I reckon there's a job there for the young
I think there might be something in that, Robbie. I'll get back to you.
Thanks, Mitch.
Cooper Hall played
brother.
on Jack O'Sullivan a couple of weeks ago. So maybe they are just giving him the opportunity to go to the best mid for the opposition. And what a good young education piece for the young Cooper Hall. Here's Driscoll. A couple of players who just lost their footing. We'll find a little ground update from Chris Mitchell soon because Driscoll lost the footy and fell over. We've got a boundary thrown right in front of Chris Mitchell for the new. He's a bit greasy down below.
There's quite a few divots as well. I don't know if anyone's got the 5-iron out pumping a few holes in the turf this week, but is it a little bit slippery underfoot?
Did you just touch the ground in front of yourself there, Mitch?
No,
I think he did.
I think you did,
I think he did. Here's Shawnee Driscoll. Did he cop one high? Umpire said play on. Hand passes. Found its way over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in on centre wing. 13 plays 12 for Steelline. First term for A-grade oars and batteries.
One thing I've noticed the last couple of weeks with Murphy Brody and Riccardi has sort of drifted up onto a wing every now and then. So he might be in a bit of a 3-way rotation with Truan and also Thomason in that forward 50. A little bit of a triangle rotation there, Pan. I'll keep an eye on that.
Bobby Jackson for Border Bandag. Doing his best work in the box. East was so strong in the contest. Found a hand pass to Maraca. Motlop going in for his first disposal. Maraca, good hand pass to Miotto. Quick hands off the back of the contest to Curtis. Pethridge sold a bit of candy, went straight down the height a little. Finds Lockie Murphy-Dale. Backward to the centre circle. Shallow kick inside 50. Big Riley Smith resting forward. Good fist from behind from the Lavington defence. And Harry Wilson across half-back. Asked a lot of Sanson. Got crunched by Ryan Crisp. The ball rebounds back inside the Saints forward 50. Truan was tackled by Wilson. And we'll have a stoppage inside the Saints attacking area.
I reckon that's a definite plan, Panda. Riley Smith had the boundaries thrown here in front of us in the commentary box and really worked hard into that forward 50 to provide an option.
Smith taps it out at the back of the contest. No one there. All Lavington Panther jerseys in the grey this week. Costello didn't really have a runner beside him. Brings the ball back into the corridor, and Curtis once again. His 3rd intercept mark for the Saints already. Inboard to my man, Reese Grant. Goes out wide and finds Brodie Riccardi. Point of the square, kick, beautiful to Lockie Murphy-Dale. and he will line up for his 7th goal of the year, 45 out slide angle.
How crisp was that? Changing lanes beautifully by foot. Got it to Simon Curtis, who started it, then across the ground. Riccardi, who's working from wing to wing. It's a great machine to watch when it's up and running, this Myrtleford ball movement machine.
And Lockie Murphy-Dale, he hasn't had much of a look at it yet, but kicked 3 in the final win over the Panthers last year, so expect a big game from him.
He kicked 6 from his 3 games this year, and he had a slow year last year. He was injured a lot. Just starting to find his confidence again is Lockie Murphy-Dale. Comes in, kick on the way, is across the face. Big Riley Smith 2 mitts to it. The ball didn't make the distance. Lavington clear defence, bouncing ball. Sits up here for Jake O'Brien. Kick on centre wing is a beauty, and Lavington have moved the footy to half forward already. Summers, beautiful kick to the Rooster, and he has the distance here. The big Rooster loves him from this sort of range. He will line up from 53, 54 out. Pretty tight angle, Bobby J.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't want quarter time to come. I want the players to go stand on the far side, because once the coaches get involved in a game that's free-flowing and fast-moving and it looks great for everybody else who's watching it, they shut it down and they turn it into a stoppage nightmare. We want the coaches to stay away from the players at quarter time. I ran out of breath there, boys.
I thought you were going to start crying, Bobby J. Here's the big Rooster. As I said, likes him from this sort of range. Starts out to the left. Does it work its way back? It does. It's punched over the line for a minor score. And scores are locked 13 apiece here. 2-1-13 for Steel Line. We've gone 17 minutes opening term for NZ. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, it's a really even contest at the moment, Panda. Both teams have had the 7 inside 50s. Big Ulsterhoff looks like the main offender there. He's had 3 disposals and kicked a major. He looks dangerous.
Here's Zach Pethbridge. So good to see him back. Kicks a beauty to Declan Brown, who dropped a pretty easy chest mark in the end, but was lucky to repossess the football. Bangs it inside forward 50 quick. Riley Smith resting forward. He's dangerous. Here's Truan. Just dropped the football. It was too hot for him from the hand pass from Riccardi. Here's Del Bosco across half forward. Kick into the pocket's a beauty. Finds Lockie Murphy-Dale, who can line up for his 2nd shot on goal inside a couple of minutes. He's on a tighter angle, same distance. 10 metres in from the boundary. He passes it off, looking for Riccardi. Well fisted by Cooper Hall. Lavington defence under pressure. Riccardi wins it back. Standing start from Riley. Sharp. Top of the goal square. Punched away from the Lavington Panther defence. Here's Buchanan across half-back for Lavington. Finds Riley Hurd at half-back for Lavington.
I just feel as though Myrtleford are getting majority of the dangerous looks inside their forward 50. And they're just not taking them every opportunity they're getting at the moment.
Nick Newton wants to go across goals. Finds Drew Bevan. The Tumut tip rat, as his coach calls him. Goes out wide to Jack Glanville. And Lavington have moved the football very quickly into the middle of the ground. Cooper Hall getting a fair bit of footy is the young man. Goes out wide. Sanson, dropped an easy mark, but able to regather. Chip it over the top to Jack Glanville. Is causing a few problems to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints coaching staff. Kick into the pocket. Rooster just over the head of him. McNamara at the back of the contest. Saints clear. Sharp. Diving mark. Attempt. Gives it back to Curtis, who's brought his own football here. Del Bosco takes a bounce down the far wing for the Saints. He goes short, but it's intercepted by Riley Costello on centre wing.
There seems to be a lot of space out there, isn't it? The ball's zipping around and rolling around into open space for both sides.
Kick from Costello was a bit strange to half forward. McPherson wrapped up in a tackle. And we have a stoppage, 50 out from Lavington goal. 2-1-13 apiece. Goals to the Rooster, East, Sanson and Truan. 4 individual goal kickers in this game. In this first quarter, we've gone 9 minutes for NZ. Newton tackled. Did he get tackled high? Umpire says no. We'll have a ball up. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Simon Curtis, you mentioned him before. 8 disposals on the 40-wink stat sheet already off halfback.
Anyone running with him, Mitch, for the Newey?
I'll get back to you there. I don't think so.
No.
It started with Bennett was started on him, but not much of a lockdown role.
Just put that
Cooper Thomason tackled strongly. And a free kick to Aiden Cook for the Lavington Panthers. Kick left beautiful. For the Rooster. Looked like Summers was going to try and mark that footy. The Rooster called him out, and he will line up for his 2nd goal in the first quarter. 35 out slide angle.
That's a well-weighted kick. It was beautifully just put into the space for Rooster. I think the little fella might have just got in the big Rooster's way, and Rooster called him out of it. And that was a magnificent tackle in the middle of the ground and really stopped play. And there seems to be a lot of space out there, Mitch. I'm not sure what the...
Yeah.
what the story is, but there's a lot of space for both sides to wheel the footy around.
I think they're going to be blowing at quarter time. That's for sure. It's pretty hot footy, and hands from Myrtleford. Like you see the two contrasting styles. Myrtleford want to run and gun and handball and loop and change direction, and Lavington are prepared to kick it longer.
So big rooster. Stuttering approach worked well last time. Kick on the way is out to the right, and it's through for a minor score. And Lavington gain their first lead of the day. 2-2-14 to 2-1-13. We've gone 20 minutes in the opening quarter here. We might go around the grounds if we can in this first quarter. There's 3 other games happening in the Ovens and Murray today. Of course, Albury and North Albury with a bye from Anzac Day. Curtis goes out wide, finds Mitch Del Bosco at half-back. Had a strong opening quarter, Bobby J. Yeah, Curtis and Del Bosco.
Yeah, I'm sort of keeping touch on Mitchy Del Bosco's game. He's had the 8 touches, so he's one player that outside Dan's 5 that we thought we may as well keep a close look on. But he's getting plenty of footy, Mitch.
Charlie Douglas brought down on centre wing, and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints kick the football to half forward. Truan hacks it out of mid-air and kicks it out of bounds on the full. That was sloppy, Dan Vaccaro.
Around the ground so far. The other game that we're doing on 2AY, Yarrawonga, 0 goals 2 to Wangaratta, 5 straight 30. So good start from Wang there at JC Low Oval, Panda.
Didn't know we could do 2 games on the one station.
Well,
so that one's on Edge FM,
listen,
Dan.
You two blokes.
I'm just trying to pulling up on a
sister
technicality.
station.
You two blokes are unreal. I told you, Mitch.
He'll go out the window today.
You did tell me, Robbie.
Oh, dangerous kick from Bennett. Finds Douglas in the back 50. On to Harry Wilson, who's running and gunning, and he's got some wheels, does Harry. Must have been that haircut he had during the week. Goes inboard to Summers, gives it off to Billy Glanville. Pushed as he kick. Oh, good stretching hand there from McPherson. Harry Barber, the Stingray, fires on goal. And it's through for a minor score. And Lavington have gone from defence to attack a couple of times in less than 10 seconds, I reckon, Bobby J.
That's blink and you miss sort of stuff. They're really moving it through the middle, and it's a couple of young bucks through the middle. They're fantastic. And Harry Wilson, I love the hairdo because he's joined the gang, and he's moving the ball nice and quick through the middle of the ground.
So here's Damon Harrington at half-back. Kicks down the wing, finds Jackson East. Was he pushed as he tried to mark? Umpire says no. And we'll have a boundary throw-in right on true centre wing. We might go down
he's got the free kick.
Does he? Okay. The umpire originally said boundary throw-in.
throw-in.
Bobby, you've
Bob.
sold me up the river. I was going to go down to Mitch for the Newmarket.
Keep it up, Bob. You're doing well, mate.
Boundary throw-in
Switzerland, Mitch. Switzerland.
on centre wing. Maraca out of the stoppage. Sky ball. Ryan Chris got 2 hands to it. Bren on to Jake Sharp. Can have a flying shot on goal. Unselfishly into the pocket. Oh, Murphy Dale got his head absolutely ripped off as he went to mark. Cooper Thomason wrapped up Newton, swung him around in a 720. And the umpire, Rob Rample, after all that, says, give it to me. Good umpiring. Let it go. Crisp. Down to Harry Wilson, who's made a strong start. The Carlton VFL young gun. On to Charlie Douglas. Kick down the wing's been marked by Jay Summers, and Lavington to take a little bit of sting out of the back half of this first quarter for A-grade Alls and Batteries.
Yeah, young Harry Wilson just copped a little bit of a clip to the breadbasket, and he's just gone down behind play where a free kick in the middle of the ground.
Yeah, Hucker brought down by a strong Josh Maraca tackle. Goes short to Jake Sharp. Was going to have a flying shot on goal. Saw Truan out of the corner of his eyes. Ball sat up for him. Bren tight. Up against the boundary, drop punt towards goal. Sharp floats in, not able to mark. Hucker brought down by a big Riccardi tackle. David and Goliath, the smallest man on the ground, taking down the big fella, Jaden Hucker. And Brody Riccardi will kick from point-blank range.
That's twice in a minute the big fella's been caught. Once at the top of the 50 and the second at the top of the square. So the big fella's just got to dish that off as quick as he possibly can by hand to the fleet-footed runners around him. So Brody Riccardi's a recipient of a kick just in front.
So Brody Riccardi's kicked the 1 goal for the year from his 3 games. Bob's up here with an important one. Give Myrtleford back the lead. Late stages, opening quarter. We'll get a score update soon for Steel Line. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, it's been a really good start from both teams, to be honest. It's a really even contest. 11 inside 50s for Myrtleford and the 9 inside 50s for Lavington. But continue on around the grounds as well, because the other games that are going on in our region, Wodonga Raiders 3-1-19 plays Corowa 3-3-21. So that proves to be a pretty good game at the moment in the early stage. Wangaratta Rovers at WJ Finlay Oval 1-1-7 plays Wodonga 2 straight 12.
So 3-1-19 Myrtleford to Lavington 2-3-15 for Steel Line. We've played 25 minutes in an entertaining opening quarter for NZ Albury here on O&M Live. Hope you're having a cracking Saturday afternoon. Still beautiful, warm temperatures in May, Bobby J.
Yeah,
Can you believe?
It's magnificent. We used to be playing cricket, mate.
Oh, I'm not sure. Riley Smith tumbles the ball forward to half forward here. Sharp started this game like a house on fire. Ryan Crisp off the Jackson East. Always does something clever with it. Damon Harrington back into the pack. Took a courageous mark. And he can line up for the Saints second inside a minute.
They look super dangerous in that forward 50, don't they? They've got the two sharps, one in the goal square, one out the front, and then you've got Thomason and Truan on the flanks, and then you've got, geez, they're so dangerous. You know,
And they're timing their legs beautifully as well. There's so much room to move.
So Damon Harrington made Dan's list last year as one of the quickest players in the competition. Will kick after the siren to give the Saints a 10-point advantage into the first break. Drop punt on the way. Looks really good. It hits the post. You hear the groans across the ground here at the McNamara Reserve. And that ends an entertaining first quarter for A-grade oils and batteries here on O&M Live. Myrtleford 3-2-20. Lead Lavington 2-3-15. It's O&M Live. And on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Fridge broken down. Urgently.
Thanks, Amos. Good stuff, guys. Good work. Give me good chop-outs.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set, Find your perfect fit at the Athlete's Foot.
Escott with you. We got Chris Mitchell just dominating down on the boundary like a fine wine. He comes straight back in and has not missed a beat. Bobby Jackson for Border Bandag and Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks, who's going to give us our Hotondo Homes quarters best from the opening term. D-Back?
Yeah, thanks, Panda. Well, there's no surprises for Murderford. Simon Curtis is the best player on the ground at the moment. 10 disposals for him on the 40 Wing stat sheet. Bob Hare's been superb. And also, Mitch Darbosco's had the 8 that quarter. I thought he was really good in that engine room, Bob. You see him play off half-back last season, but he's really doing well in that midfield. And for Lavington, both Glanvilles have been superb. Both 6 disposals and Jack's had the 5. But I think Tim Ilsterhoff that quarter looked like the most dangerous player on the ground. I know he didn't have his kicking boots on, Bob. He had the 4 disposals. He took a couple of marks. He kicked a goal from point blank range, but he could have probably finished with 3. He looks like the biggest threat on the ground in a key position since Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, you're right. The Rooster was he was the key focal for the Lavington Panthers, and they used him and utilised him. But on the other hand, the Murderford forward 50, they've got numerous options in that forward 50. The 2 Sharp brothers look dangerous. Thomason looks forever dangerous. Truan's floating in and out. You know, Riccardi's doing the things on the wing, so they look dangerous. They've got a conglomerate of players that are floating down in there. You're right about Mitch Del Bosco. He's him and Simon Curtis are like a couple of ports, aren't they? They're just getting better and better as they get older. And Simon across half back, and Mitch is playing a role in the middle. So, but they're going toe to toe with a heap of young bucks. Young Wilson off the half back flank for Lavington, and also you've got the Glanville boys, doing what they do through the middle as well. And they look pretty dangerous through the middle of the ground as well. Lavington, they look like they're up and about, and the ball was zinging about. It was so good to watch. So just pray that the coaches don't take the sting out of the game.
Give us some more numbers from that opening quarter, Dan.
Yeah, we can go through all the individual stat winners. Panda, Simon Curtis, Jackson East was fantastic that quarter as well. 5 disposals, but kicked a major from 50, if you don't mind, Bob. Ashton McPherson off the half-back was good, 4 disposals. Lockie Murphy-Dale had 3, and Cooper Thomason only touched the ball once, numero uno.
But looks dangerous.
Looks dangerous. Billy Glanville, Jack Glanville, 6 and 5. Shawnee Drews had a quiet quarter for his standards. Yet to kick multiple goals this season. Bobby Jackson was a 40-wing star that I dug up during the week and just put the homework into it. Thanks, Panda. Nick Newton as well, the 4 disposals and the big Rooster. Inside 50 count. Lavington had the 9 that quarter, and the inside 50s from Murderford, 13 inside 50s as well.
Yeah, with Shawnee Drews, he towards the back half of that quarter, he played off the back of the stoppages in the back half and got a couple of, I'm not sure how many he ended up with for the quarter, but I noticed that he got a couple late, so that's going to give him a little bit of confidence going into the next quarter. So he's looked like he's rolled into the middle with Willie Glanville and Ryder Corrigan. They're in the middle with the big Hucker as well. So Mitch is busting to give us something down there, Mitch. Go, son.
Yeah, no, I finished with Funky Miller. Only got the end of it, but very happy so far. Just wants them to stay composed and defence first. And he's very happy with their defence. And Adam Schneider said the mid started really well, going all right. Forwards need to stalk the footy a bit more, but really happy when they switch the footy and make Myrtleford defend.
To be fair, I reckon both coaches would be pretty happy, Mitch, with what they saw in that first quarter.
Oh, yeah, I reckon they would be too. It's a great, and as a neutral, it's a great game to watch. It's nice and open flowing, goals against the run of play. So, yes, 3 goals to 2.
Coaches are never happy.
They aren't, and neither's our man Divac as well for 40 Winks.
Cranky
Divac, they call him. We're back in the middle here. Second quarter underway for Avis Albury. Need to hire a truck or anything. Make sure you get onto Avis and the crew out there in the airport. Brodie Riccardi kicked as he just got tackled. Nick Newton wants a free kick for insufficient attempt, but it's not VFL today, Nick. It's not AFL. It's our Ovens and Murray footy. So I've only seen it paid once in 6 years.
Looks like Nicky Newton's running with Big Jake Sharp, so they've addressed that at quarter time.
Well, Jake Sharp could be running with Nick Newton because he's damaging off half-back. Here's East. Left foot kick is a beauty on the opposite. Spots up Jack Truan. 2 kicks from home. Lead into the pocket comes from Riley Sharp. That's where he goes. Got 2 mitts to it. Wasn't able to mark Alex Bennett. An important body touch on Riley Sharp, and we have a boundary throw in deep in Myrtleford attack.
There's been a couple of times with Big Sharp. He's got a couple of touches to the footy, hasn't he? banner, and he just needs to get a bit of confidence and take a clunk in his away.
He should have clunked that. He did all the early body work. Ryder Corrigan burrows in over the footy. We've got a ball up. Dangerous position here for Myrtleford. Second quarter for Avis Albury. We've gone a minute. Saints by 5. Murphydale sniffing around the pack. Was tackled straight away by Buchanan, the boy from Collie Amberley. And Del Bosco wrapped up, and we'll have another stoppage inside forward 50 for the Saints.
Pan, it'll be interesting to see what they do with East this quarter. We saw at the start that we didn't think they were going to tag him and haven't so far.
Driscoll's kick out of the stoppage fell short. Wilson. Oh, that had to be a throw. Umpire said play on. Nick Newton gets a 1-2. Kicks straight down the middle of the ground. Roosters got 10 metres on his opponent with the ball sit for him. It's an open goal square. Kicks it long. Kicks it high. He can let it go, Charlie Sanson. He takes the mark and kicks the goal. Brilliant play from Lavington, from defence to attack in a blink of an eye, and they regain the lead by a point. 3-3-21 to Myrtleford 3-2-20.
That was fantastic, wasn't it? Nick Newton with 1-2. You know, he's damaging across half-back. We mentioned that Jake Sharp might be doing a job. Well, he just gave him a little bit of leeway there, and he was off to the races. And boy, oh boy, wasn't some downhill running there at the best. You know, Simon Curtis was, old Father Time was chasing a couple of youngsters down there, and he was moving quick for DVAC.
Yeah, Lavington did a great job of moving the ball quick, and that man again, the Rooster, he has just been invaluable for Lavington going forward to the footy. He's presenting a target as a centre half forward, but also when you get him deep in that 50, he looks dangerous as well. So Lavington, great start to the second quarter.
21 plays 20 for CMV Truck and Bus here in the second quarter. They have gone from defence to attack inside 10 seconds on multiple occasions, had the Lavington Panthers in this game. It's something funky, and the crew at Myrtleford will have to address. Transition footy's been really good. Harrington, left foot kick, safe down the line, finds Jackson East, who's got 30 metres on his nearest opponent. Kick into the pocket for Murphy Dale, just over his head. Trying to keep this footy in as Truan. Tried to play for a free kick. Umpire wasn't buying it.
It's amazing how the reigning Morris medalist can get 30 metres by himself 5 seconds after a stoppage.
We talked about it pre-game, Bob.
He's amazing.
Someone going to tag him?
His gut running is something else.
You're spot on, Bobby J. It's gut running. Boundary throw in. Inside 50 here for Myrtleford. Shallow throw in. Hucker punches that straight back to where it came from.
Yeah, the breeze is picking up, boys, exactly where that footy landed.
All righty.
Good call, Mitch.
Mitch down there for the best pub in the world, the Newey. We got a ball up, a boundary throw in. 20 metres around from Myrtleford goal in the left forward pocket here, right in front of the scoreboard. Good game of footy, 6 goals in it. Quarter and a couple of minutes into the game. Del Bosco, left foot, flying shot on goal is a minor score to the near side. Thought he was going to try and set that one up and went for a shot on goal instead. Myrtleford 21, Lavington 21. They link up by hand. Harry Wilson's got some run and some serious dash off half-back. Rooster flying at the football. He looks confident as the big Rooster takes an elite body and paint. Mark of the day. Kicks it inside 50 once again. Where are the Flyers? Out the back. Ferguson took a great defensive mark for the Saints. Had to, because Sanson had a good position. And once again, that transition game from Lavington, from defence to attack really quickly. McPherson's turned it over, and Lavington are going to rebound inside forward 50 again through Douglas.
Yeah, that was a real old-fashioned centre forward mark by the Rooster. He's providing a real big target for the Lavington Footy Club.
McNamara flew in from the side of the pack. Glanville, Banana outside of the foot, through for a minor score.
Had a lot more time than he thought. He could have straightened up and kicked that one a drop punt.
He could have indeed there, Chris Mitchell. And Lavington regain the lead. 3-4-22, Myrtleford 3-3-21 for CMV Truck and Bus.
His run and launch at the footy is something to see. There's real confidence in his play at the moment with the big Rooster. He's taken 3 or 4 marks, maybe even 5 marks today already. And he's just his confidence to run and jump at the footy, particularly with that last mark. It's that'd give young fellas like Wilson, who's flying off the halfback, just to kick it anywhere near him. He'll run and make a contest for it.
Lavington by a point. We've played 5 minutes in the second term for Avis. The kick in from Curtis is sublime to find Lockie Murphy-Dale. And now it's the Saints' turn to transition the footy quickly. East has it on centre wing. Kick towards Miotto at half forward. Did he get 2 hands in the back? Umpire says play on. Bennett's in trouble now. Has to make an attempt. Not making an attempt. And a free kick for holding the ball to Myrtleford in the hands of big Riley Sharp. Little win for Riley. Inside 50, kicks not great. Big Jaden Hucker, like a good ruckman, gets back in the hole. He should have hand passed off. Instead, he goes out wide and he finds Jake O'Brien deep and defence for the Lavington Panthers.
What are you saying about Ruckman, Panda?
Nothing. Bob J's next to me.
Riley Smith just slipped at the wrong time there and allowed Hucker just to have a nice, easy run at the footy. But I'd love to see a kick-off between Simon Curtis and Tim Broomhead.
Oh, that would be a very good watch. Lavington try and exit defence over the head here of Buchanan. Bren came off his man to provide support and rushes it over the line for a boundary throw right in front of our commentary position. We might go down to the boundary. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. All this happening to the right of you, Mitch.
It's all happening straight in front of me. Both sides are heavily rotating at the moment. Corrigan coming off. He spent a little bit of time near East there, but having a well-earned rest.
Ryan Chris grabbed that out of the ruck, unopposed. East brought down from behind by Charlie Douglas. Did not see it, like a thief in the night. And a good inboard kick from O'Brien finds McNamara. 2-grabber. Just got nudged in the back.
Advantage.
The sponsors on the balcony don't like it.
Should have been advantage too.
It's a free kick to Lavington. Just backward to centre wing. McNamara goes short to Jaden Hucker. Loving the matchup between him and Riley Smith. Hucker, inboard kick. He's got good skills for a big boy. I never doubted him. Jack Glanville has it on centre wing for the Panthers. Lead comes from the Rooster. That's where he goes. Or Shawnee Driz floats in from the side. Got in the big fella's way. Ball now at ground level inside the Panthers forward 50 just. Driscoll, Sean puts his head over the footy. Brady Sharp's kick was smothered. Gets it back, Brady taps it towards the boundary line, and in the end we have a stalemate. 55 out from Myrtleford's goal.
Even Rooster's attack on the footy just then was outstanding. He got a good piece of it and caused a 50-50 contest. So his attack on the footy is just something to watch today.
A man with some serious confidence in 2026, the Rooster. He started this game brilliantly as well. Might go Dan Vaccaro, some quick stats in the second quarter.
Well, it's actually around the grounds, Panda. Wangaratta are kicking away. 7 straight 42. Plays Yarrawonga yet to score major 0-4-4.
Good kick from Joshy Maraka. And it's marked here by Myrtleford at half-back. Curtis fumbled, but he's got enough time to regather. And Myrtleford link up by hand at half-back. Del Bosco, good kick. The mitts, you could hear it hit his hands. Big Riley Smith swings around straight away. Beautiful kick, centimetre perfect to Lockie Murphy-Dale. Into the pocket, the lead comes from Sharp. 2 hands to it again, but a good fist again from Alex Bennett. And a boundary throw-in inside Myrtleford's attacking 50.
He just needs 1 or 2 to stick, doesn't he, Big Sharpie? He just he's getting in the right positions. He just needs to just clunk 1 or 2 and he's away. Riley Sharp.
22 plays 21.
Yes,
Lavington in front, and a free kick against Big Hucker to Riley Smith. And we know he loves kicking shots on goal from this distance and this angle. He dobs them from everywhere, Big Riley, and he's going to line up 45 out, slide angle.
His work rate's phenomenal, isn't it? He really understands that there's a weakness or a perceived weakness in that Lavington back 6 where he can get a mismatch that suits him.
Just stretched a little bit in defence this year, Lavington, with no John Ospina and no Jesse Hart. Riley Smith, who's kicked 4 goals for the year, starts out to the left. Watch it work back beautifully from Big Riley. He knows what he's doing. He started the year brilliantly for the Saints, and they regain the lead here in the second quarter for CMV Truck and Bus.
What a kick by Riley Smith.
We were right behind it. We were right behind it.
50, and he just put it through it post height as well. Good start, and another really good quarter to watch as well. Myrtleford have had the 5 inside 50s. Lavington have had the 4. It's really even. We talked about the dominance from Big Rooster, but Big Ulsterhoff for Lavington, but Myrtleford are picking up what they. Jackson East, he's had his hands on the footy 3 times for a total of 8 disposals and a goal. He's been Myrtleford's best so far with Simon Curtis.
Yeah, just having a look at the replay there, the young Hucker had a handful of jumper on Riley Smith, and so the free kick was definitely there, and the kick at goal was magnificently executed. He just sat it up on the breeze, as Mitch mentioned earlier, and it came back nicely.
Back in the middle, here's Big Riley once again. Tumbles one inside 50. 2 hands to it was Ryan Crisp. Roving truant. Unshelfsly off the Jake Sharp, who bangs through another one for the Saints. They're on fire here in the second quarter for CMV Truck and Bus. Margin back out to 11 points. 2 goals inside 30 seconds.
Yeah, Riley Smith's starting to become a real headache, isn't he? He's dominant in the middle, down forward, and now he's providing entries inside 50 as well to his forward. So, the man's grown before our eyes, boys, and he's starting to play some really, really good football. He's super impressive every time we see him.
The danger signs here for Lavington, and Maraka starting to get involved there in that clearance, so they want a big
Yep, over to Lavington now. This is the first time of the game where a team looks like they've got some sort of consistent ascendancy, Bob. So what have Lavington got?
Just Maracca's gone to Glanville and Hall's gone to East. So there's a couple of matchups either way there in the middle we keep an eye on. Oh,
the tap from Smith onto East. Maracca's kick into the pocket. Bennett got rid of Riley Sharp with good body work and had to take a really important defensive mark for the Panthers.
That was poetry in motion, that centre break. That was just fantastic. It was almost as if it was a training drill.
Bennett goes out wide, getting one hand to it was Isaiah Robertson. Swoops back over the football, brought down in a strong tackle. McPherson has Jake O'Brien for trouble. Robertson, Isaiah picks it up once again. Jams it on the boot in a one-on-one as the big rooster against Brady Sharp. He's got strength and he's got pace. Swings around on the right. Kicks it inside forward 50. Gets out the back of Charlie Sanson. Smith got rid of him. McNamara applies pressure on Harrington. Keeps it in play. Good kick. Finds a teammate at ground level, Riley Calveen, who's been paid the mark deep in the pocket for the Saints. Goes short to Brady Sharp. They're going to play that far wing. Intercepted and a good mark by Harry Wilson, who's probably been Lavington's best player. Kicks inside 50, shallow.
Speaking of best players.
Marking once again is big Riley Smith in defence, this time for the Saints.
He's been best on ground by a mile, this fella. He's been outstanding through the middle. He's doing his work in the middle, up forward, and now he's pushing to the back half to give his backman a hand as well. So he's getting another one here at the back.
Yeah, his kick wasn't great. He had to get it back from his teammate, and Reece Grant marks at half-back here for Myrtleford. This is where they want to bite off the middle of the ground. Instead, he goes out wide to Ferguson. 33 plays 22. Saints with the last two here in the second quarter. Look at the gut running from Jackson East. They just can't go with him. Tied up against the boundary. Swings it towards goal. Sharp got pushed in the back. Jake Sharp got pushed in the back. It's against Aiden Cook, and it's a free kick for Jake, who kicked the last goal of the game a couple of minutes ago. And this, Mitch, will extend the margin out to 17 points.
Oh, he certainly made sure the umpire saw it, didn't he, old Sharpie? But no, it was very clever and a deserving free kick. But, yeah, East, how good of a link-up player has he been today?
He's been impressive, hasn't he, Mitch? He's gut running, and Billy Glanville was the one that had to chase him. Oh, as we pass off.
Sorry. He's passed it off to Cooper Thomason, who's going to play on with no one on the mark and hit the post. It was almost too easy, and he didn't want to do it to Lavington.
Everyone stopped.
Yeah, that'll annoy Adam Schneider big time. And a big let-off there for the Panthers. 5-4-34 Myrtleford to Lavington 3-4-22. And Wilson has turned it over. Nick Ferguson marks at half forward, goes back in again. Lead comes from East. Truan spins out of traffic. Hand pass intercepted. Burrowing in there is big Aiden Cook. Finds an inboard hand pass to Newton. Myrtleford swooping inside, attacking 50. Tackle. And a free kick to Lavington for holding the ball. And they just need to take a little breath here, Bobby J.
The last 60 seconds or so is not something that they will want to look at again, the Lavington defence, because it's been pretty ordinary, but they've got the footy in their hands, so they're on their way.
Corrigan's kick wasn't all that great. Making it look all right was Buchanan. Onto McNamara. Oh. Brought down, and a big, strong tackle there was Riley Hurd. Crunched by Ferguson. Truan brings it inside 50 once again. Lockie Murphy-Dale in a one-on-one with Riley Costello. Tackles young Riley. And we have a ball up 52 around for Myrtleford goal, who have kicked the last two. 5-4-34 the Saints. 3-4-22 Lavington. What'd you see, Bobby J, for Border Bandag?
Just to pull off the ball there unnecessarily by Lockie Miotti. Just a little bit of frustration on Aiden Cook. He just pulled him out of the stoppage unnecessarily, and it was just a silly free kick to give away.
Lavington switched the footy. They go out wide. Jack Glanville will always find space. Has it on centre wing, far side. Kick is a beauty to half forward. Finds Sanson. Too far out to score. Lead comes from the Rooster. That's where it goes. Oh. Got two hands to it. Was he pushed in the back? It's a free kick against Lavington here.
Wow.
And it's going to go the way to Simon Curtis by the looks of things, Bobby J.
Gee whiz, that could have went, no, I suppose it could have went either way. But, yeah, that was just a good old-fashioned contest that probably deserved a play on call. Yeah, they're crashing in as hard as they possibly can. Roosters' attack on the ball is so impressive today. He's just really relentless, and he looks fit and looks sharp.
It's ferocious, isn't it? 34 plays 22. Myrtleford with 2-1 here in this second quarter for Avis Aubrey. Lavington win it back. Bevan got a kick away just in a nick of time. Over this footy is Maracca. Two Panthers pile on him. And we have a stoppage just inside forward 50 here for the Panthers.
Yeah, we're just going through a bit of a patch, aren't we, boys? It's just a little bit scrappy at times, a little bit, a couple of mistakes starting to creep into the game from both sides. So both teams just might be building up a bit of lactic acid, Mitch. As you said, the pace was furious early.
Yeah, it's still pretty hot out there at the moment. Both sides are having a really red-hot crack and probably starting to tie 16 minutes gone in the second quarter.
All thanks to NZ. See, Chris O comes back in and he even does sponsor recognition, our man. He just knows what he's doing. Boundary throwing out on the far side. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, he's pretty good, Mitch. I've got him down for a few 40 wing stat sheet. He's doing a great job on the boundary. But Jackson East, 10 disposals for him this game so far and a major. He's probably been Murderford's best. The way he uses the footy, Bob, and he finds space is second to none.
Simon Curtis, Riley Smith.
Yeah, for Border Band Egg,
right,
Bob just
right
said that Simon Curtis is playing good off the halfback flank.
And Riley Smith in the ruck. Take your pick, D-Vac.
I'm picking Jackson East so far.
You just love the numbers, don't you?
Smithy,
Look at impact, D-Vac. Yeah, crickets. Sean Driscoll goes inboard to Corrigan, who is met straight away by Maracca, and Myrtleford forced the turnover on centre wing. Your man East on cue. Inside 52, a one-on-one. Sharp the target.
Oh.
Helping out and fumbling at an important time was Cook. It allows Ryan Chris back into the contest. Bennett had a fresh airy. And a sigh of relief swings over the defence of the Lavington Panthers because there's a boundary throw-in deep in attack for Myrtleford. 34 plays 22 for CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, that was a good old-fashioned Oz kick. Everyone had fresh airs. They couldn't pick it up. The ball was fumbling. They had fresh air kicks at it, but boundary throw-in. This is really important here for the game here. Lavington can't afford another one to slip through just before half-time.
Boundary throw-in deep in attack for Myrtleford. Crisp. Sharp tackled straight away. Umpire says, give it a mate.
That's one thing I've noticed this quarter is the tackle's just gone up another notch. Both sides are just really hard and ferocious at the ball, and the tackles are sticking.
Lavington are the number one tackling side, averaging 62 a game. I think 7 more than the next best, which is North Albury. Miotto goes by hand to Riccardi, who can snap on goal from 30. He's hooked it too far.
Oh.
Lavington waste no time to punch it through for a minor score. Riccardi should have made him pay there. And the margin ekes out to 13 points. Myrtleford 5-5, Lavington 3-4. 17 played for NZ. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, Simon Curtis, we mentioned him earlier. He's up to 14 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Nick Newton, I think, has been solid. He's at the 8 disposals. And around the grounds, Panda, Wangaratta flogging Yarra. 51-0 goals, 4 so far for around the grounds.
And a message just comes through there from that game. It's Michael Gibbonson's gone off with a soft tissue injury.
Cannot take a trick. As Riccardi's kick just cooks it a little bit too much for Murphy Dale. Lavington regain the footy at half-back. Cook makes no worries and bangs it in the middle of the ground. The Rooster says, stuff this. I have no forwards forward of the footy.
Oh, that's a great
High up and under inside 50. And Simon Curtis, with all the pace, runs back and intercepts the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. They work the footy through the middle of the ground again. Good match up there, Costello on Cooper Thomason. And there's a free kick to Costello here. And a really important win for the young fella, playing his 4th game of senior footy. Big task on Cooper Thomason. Finds the Rooster, who's been Lavington's best by a long way. Just to the right of the centre square. Gets the move on from the umpire. He's going to fire this into attack once again. Flying from behind there is Billy Glanville. He's been a little bit quiet. O'Brien trying to make some magic here for the Panthers and the Myrtleford Alpine Saints with all the numbers in defence. Goes out wide to Calvin. Drop what he should have taken. Out wide again to Harrington. Tied up against the boundary. Exiting kick finds Thomason. Good fist from Costello. A good matchup, Bobby J, for Border Band.
He's been sensational, Riley Costello. I was going to say that after the last contest, and he provided another one a couple of minutes later to one of the hottest players in the competition, Cooper Thomason.
Yeah, runs in the family of the Costellos. But Billy Glanville, you mentioned him earlier, Panda, only 2 disposals this quarter.
So he's been heavily tagged by the sounds of things, or just a little quiet. Driscoll's kick intercepted by Reese Grant. Shovels it back to Harrington. Kick is a really good one into the middle of the ground. And Riley Sharp lumbers along. Gives it off to McPherson. Good kick. Oh, Riccardi got in the way. Lockie Murphy-Dale has enough time to give it off to Smith. On to Del Bosco. Flying shot from 30 goal. Too easy for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And the margin is out to 15 points for CMV Truck and Bus.
Yeah, it was all a bit too easy there in the end, wasn't it, really? There was a couple of drop marks and you get opportunity to pick up and clean up, the entry in forward. One thing I've noticed is it looks like Whitelop's gone across half-back to try and get him involved in the game and try and get him some cheap touches across half-back to get some springboard and get some confidence into his game. But A couple of up and downs there, and Murderford still had plenty of time to pick that ball up and finish off. Missed Del Bosco. He's a quality player.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit ugly now for Lavington. Murderford are just dominating around the ground. That really smooth ball movement for them is looking good. They've had the 12 inside 50s this quarter. They've taken the 4 marks inside 50. Jackson East, Simon Curtis, they both have 5 and 6 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet as well. They're firing on all cylinders.
Margin out to 19 points, I should say, for CMV Truck and Bus. Saints with the last 3 goals after Lavington did hit the lead by a point through Charlie Sanson at the 3rd minute of this second quarter for Avis. Saints have had all the answers since through Smith, Sharp and Del Bosco. Harrington is an important link player.
Ooh.
Inboard kick cut off by Big Hucker, who's been good today, also had his moments. Kick out wide to half forward, really good kick. Dropping what he should have probably taken then was Isaiah Robertson. Fights hard for it at ground level. Ferguson tackles him and we have a stoppage out on the far side. 2 kicks from Lavington goal. Bobby J doing his best work for Border Bandag at the 21st minute mark for NZ. Whistle. High free kick going to go the way of Big Hucker. Riley Sharp doing the part-time ruck work here. O'Brien fires it into the pocket. Saints fight the footy. The Panthers stay down and we have a ball up. 30 around from Lavington goal.
His fair income unbelievable, Simon Curtis. He was the one that floated across in front of that pack there and put his body in the line of the big forwards coming at him and spoiled it over the boundary line. So, I think young McNamara might be paying Simon Curtis some attention when the ball's in open play. So they've made a move there.
Need to find a goal here. Shawnee Driscoll tackled by McPherson as he got a kick away. That was an important tackle from McPherson and it dribbles through for a minor score for the Panthers.
I've just been watching Shawnee Driz, Pander, and he's trying really, really hard to get loose and get free from stoppages and work his way into the game. But young Miotto has done a really fantastic job around the stoppages to make sure he has no influence on it.
3-5-23 Lavington, 6-5-41. Myrtleford for CMV Truck and Bus. Ball on centre wing. Getting a little nudge in the back there was Charlie Douglas. Truan runs away. Bouncing ball towards the goal square. Lavington getting back in numbers. Harry Wilson fumbles it over the line for a minor score. I thought he was going to let it through.
Went in slow motion.
I was thinking, what are you doing, Harry? Don't trust the bounce of a Sharon.
He looked like a 50-year-old man who couldn't touch his toes. Not that I know one that can't do that, but he just looked like he was trying to touch the footy and just couldn't.
That was a strange set of circumstances there for Lavington and Harry Wilson. Minor score for the Saints. 6-6-42 to Lavington. 3-5-23. For CMV Truck and Bus. Bennett has it at half-back here for Lavington. Chips it over the top to Bobby J's man, McNamara. Just backward to centre wing. Gives it back to Bennett. Run and carry for the Panthers. Kicks it to half-forward. The Rooster tried to work his way into the contest. Good fist from Sharp, and the Saints win it back. 1-2 here with Del Bosco and Sharp. Del Bosco's kick finds Smith in the middle of the ground. Kick into the corridor. Oh, Costello. Growing in front of our eyes is the younger brother of Jack. Takes an intercept mark for the Panthers, and he goes out wide to O'Brien.
He's been sensational, young Riley Costello, especially the last 3 or 4 minutes, but I think he's been pretty good for most of the game on a real dangerous player in Thomason.
Sanson dropped what he should have marked. Hand pass intercepted. Sloppy play here from the Panthers. They've turned it over on the far wing. Here come the Saints again. Curtis gets an important hand pass out to Harrington. Applies pressure. Hall, Cooper wins it back for Lavington. Goes out wide to O'Brien. Has to evade one. Inboard kick. Finds Aiden Cook at half-back here for Lavington. We might go down to the boundary. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, well, both sides are pretty quiet on their transitions at the moment, and both benches are pretty quiet, but Corrigan just about to come back on here now. But, yeah, Lavington certainly need a goal, and I think they're just a little bit too predictable going forward.
It's a good call, Mitch. Looking for the Rooster every time they go inside forward 50 at the moment. Here's Buchanan, the boy from Colliamberley. McNamara with a flying run and jump at the football. Wasn't able to mark. Myrtleford half-back link up again through Ferguson and McPherson. Oh, got his head ripped off. Made sure the umpire saw it, did Ashton. And a free kick to Myrtleford at right half-back.
Fair dinkum head decapitation, wasn't it, really? He's certainly earned his free kick, and McPherson's one player that's sort of a little bit quieter this quarter, D-Mac. He just sort of needs to get back into the game a little bit.
Only the one disposal, Ash McPherson.
Thanks for backing me up, brother.
Quarter.
Charlie Douglas wins it across half-back for Lavington. Hucker, it's been really good in this quarter. It's a good duel all around, to be honest, Bobby J.
Yeah, it is. They're basically playing off each other to a certain degree. Yeah, Smithy's pushing forward, Big Riley Smith's pushing forward, and Hucker's playing his own game around the ground. So it's been a great contest, really good contest.
That was a... McNamara and Miotto, two young guns for their respective sides. McNamara into the pocket. Beautiful kick to the rooster. Had a little bit of space on his opponent. He turns around straight away, kicks towards Sanson, who was all on his own, and just overcooked it slightly. And it went through the minor score area, and it's through for a point. Chance goes begging for Lavington, 3-6-24 to Myrtleford, 6-6-42. 25 played for NZ. Late stages, second term for Avis.
I reckon he just hedged his bets there, Rooster. I thought he just put it out in front of young Sanson and just hoped he marked it, or if he'd not marked it, it rolled through, and it did neither. It went through from behind, so he'd rather his time again, Rooster.
Curtis goes out wide, one-on-one, genuine between Ferguson and McNamara. Sharp applies a strong tackle, and we have a ball up. 4 to centre wing here.
Did I call him Samson?
I have no idea. No idea, Bobby J. Maybe you did.
The family's only played 6,000 games for Lavington, and I've just cocked it up.
Dan Vaccaro likes to pick up on all the mistakes of human beings. Glanville out of the stoppage.
English is not my strongest language.
Neither is mine, believe it or not. Nick Newton.
Not good enough,
in the centre square, into the pocket. Good kick. Searching lead from the Rooster. Boundary thrown in front of the kids lying in front of the fence out there.
Speaking of mistakes, Panda, around the grounds, Wangaratta 64 plays Yarrawonga 10.
Wow.
So they are giving Yarra a good old-fashioned flogging. Cora Rutherglen 47 plays Wodonga Raiders 32, and Wang Rovers 30 plays Wodonga 20.
Alrighty, so keep us updated on the closest game when you can, D-Vac. Forward stoppage inside forward 50 for Lavington, another ball up.
Just to support Mitch's comment a little while ago, Lavington are looking for Rooster every time he goes, but he is very dangerous though. Ooh.
Oh, kick out of the stoppage mid-air from the ruck contest. I don't know how to got a foot to that.
Pele.
It went towards goal, yeah, Ronaldo. And it's a boundary throw-in again, 20 around from Lavington goal. They need a goal here, late stages, Mitch, for the Newmarket, second quarter.
The sting's gone out of the game a little bit, boys. Lots of stoppages. Yeah, they definitely need a goal.
Doing the ruck work.
Like Mitch is going to sleep.
Is the Rooster. And also Ryan Crisp, two part-timers for their respective sides. Del Bosco faked a little bit of candy. Hand pass intercepted by the Roosters. Bear tackled by 3 Saints. And we have a ball up. Once again, deep in Lavington attack. Late stages, second quarter for Avis. Siren will go any time for half-time here. Good crowd in too, Bobby Joe, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a nice crowd, isn't it? They're just looking over there. The balcony's full, and the crowd in front of the canteen looks like it's a reasonable size, and the cars around the outside, they're as always full.
Cooper Hall onto Glanville. Brady Sharp. Clearing kick. It's going to come straight back. It's marked by James Buchanan. Centering ball. Looking for Sanson. Good mark by Charlie. Big Jukes. Leapt up high, and he will line up 40 out, slight angle.
Some really good signs by Charlie today, and he's taken some good marks around the ground. He's presented very, very well, and he's chopped out in the ruck as well. So he's starting to grow into a nice little football. No, he's not little, nice big footballer, isn't he? He's I think this is his 3rd shot on goal for the day, and he looks really, really dangerous.
Nice kick from Buchanan too. He saw a bit of a hole and said, "Sanson, you're going to get there, mate," and he did.
Yeah, it wasn't a real lead, was it, Chris? It was just to the area.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So Charlie Sanson, who's kicked 2 goals of Lavington's 3 today, looked really good. Slight angle, distance should be no problems. This to bring the margin back to 12 points. Getting a fair bit of advice. I reckon that was touched off the boot. He must have been called to play on. That was really strange. He was hurried towards the end of his goal-kicking routine, and his kick was partially smothered, and it threw for minor score. 3-7-25 to 6-6-42. Myrtleford by 17 points at the 29th minute mark for NZ. All that on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. It's going to come straight back, though, because it's been marked out on the far side by that man, Charlie Sanson, who gets up straight away from the marking contest, and he's going to fire this back in again. Good lead comes from Ryder Corrigan. I reckon he's going to have a shot. He's 51-52 out here. He decides to pass it off. He's going to sit it up towards the top of the goal square. Shawnee Dristay down east. McPherson, in fact, takes a wonderful elite body and paint mark of the day for the Saints. And he'll take a bit of sting out of this second quarter.
Outstanding mark. Just to stop the flow, Lavington were getting a little bit of a run on there just before half-time. I think they want to shut the game down leading into the half-time break.
Murphy Dale dropped an easy mark. Swinging around on the right here is Harry Barber. Oh, McNamara floated in, top of the goal square, wasn't able to mark. Tackled by McPherson. McNamara tries to keep the footy in. And we have a boundary throw in. Deep in attack for Lavington. Repeat inside 50s, Dan, second quarter.
Yeah, Lavington are having a good little patch here, Panda. They've worked their way up to 12 inside 50s for the quarter.
Getting pushed out of the ruck contest there was the Rooster wanting a free kick. Oh, what a mark!
Lordy.
Unbelievable courage from Drew Bevan, the Tumut tip rat. That's why he's as tough as nails from Tumut. He had no idea what was coming the other way and took an unbelievable mark for the Lavington Panthers. They go inside once again through Buchanan. Linking hand pass on to McNamara. Hall almost got his head ripped off. Free kick for a height. It's a free kick to Cooper Hall, tied up against the boundary. Siren has to go at any stage here. 31 minutes played for NZ. The siren finally sounds, and Cooper Hall will have a shot 42 metres out, right up against the boundary. Now, he can start from behind the boundary if he wants and run around here, Bobby J.
It looks like he's going with a hook kick.
He's going to run around.
No,
he's gone over his mark, the young fella. He's come out too far.
They called it straight away, didn't they?
And they called it straight away, so he ran off his line.
See, in that situation there, you need to get reaffirmation from the umpire in regards to where the line is. You know, he might have went over by 2 steps there, Mitch. It might have been more. You had a better line of vision.
Yeah, well, it's hard to know, isn't it? I mean, you can ask the umpire how far he's got, but it was only a couple of steps. It wouldn't have been far over.
So the point doesn't count because he played on, and the margin at halftime is 17 points in favour of Myrtleford. 6-6-42 to Lavington, 3-7-25. A 3-goal-to-1 quarter for Avis Aubrey. We'll come back our halftime show for Elders Rural on the other side of this. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Here in the Alpine Valley at the beautiful McNamara Reserve, I'm joined here by my good friend Bob Jackson for Border Bandag. And we also got, we're mates, aren't we, I think? Sometimes. Depends what day. And then, of course, Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel is going to join us very shortly. He's just getting some more food, Bob, from the canteen ladies down here at McNamara Reserve. They are fantastic. What a operation they're running, and who would think to put them out of their top 5 canteens on their Dan's list? What an idiot he is. But what a half of footy, boys. That was a really entertaining half, particularly in that first quarter, Bob. We saw a lot of free-flowing football. We expected it from Murderford, but we saw a little bit of it from Lavington as well. And then that quarter there just tightened up a smidge. But it was a very entertaining quarter. What did you make of it, Bob?
Yeah, both sides seemed to give each other a fair bit of space, particularly early in that first quarter, and most of the quarter, to be honest, where the ball was just zinging about from one end to the other, and both sides seemed to find a lot of space through the middle third of the ground, and we only had 5 goals kicked in that first quarter, but gee whiz, the pace was unbelievable, and the ball was zinging about, and it was a high quality, and both clubs were getting good looks inside, with Rooster being the target for Lavington, and Murderford had numerous targets with the Sharp brothers early doors, and obviously their fleet-footed crew down there as well. But both sides look really dangerous. Charlie Sanson's he's taken 5-6 marks both inside 50 and around the ground, so he's also a target for the Lavington Footy Club. But both midfield groups are going toe-to-toe. The two Glanvilles, East, you've got Del Bosco floating through the middle. He's had a really outstanding quarter, standard half, but across half-back, you've got Simon Curtis at one end of the scale, and then you've got young Wilson, young Harrison Wilson at the other end for Lavington, who's basically playing the same sort of role, but 20 years apart on the birth certificates. But it's been quite an entertaining first half at this stage. Yeah,
you're absolutely right, Bobby. And we'll go through some individual stat winners, then we'll get some goal kickers off you, and then I'm going to put Chris Mitchell's coaching hat on. So the stat winners so far this half: Jackson East, he's had 11, been super. Simon Curtis, we've talked about him enough, 18 disposals, he's a superstar. Ashton McPherson's been quiet for his standards, only the 6 disposals for him. Lockie Murphy-Dale, I think, as well, just not hitting his that X-factor sort of thing that Lockie Murphy-Dale carries week in, week out. Cooper Thompson with the 4 disposals. Billy Glanville, he was really well held that quarter, I thought. He only had the 3 disposals in that quarter. He's at 9 at half-time. Jack Glanville, I thought he's been reasonably solid, 8 disposals. Shawnee Driscoll, we've talked about him. He's got to get into the game somehow if Lavington are going to have a shot at winning. 5 disposals for him. Nick Newton and the big man, Tim Ulsterhoff, who I love. I think he's a superstar. And, Bob, you've got the individual goal kickers.
Yeah, I have. They are actually all individuals. So we've actually got 9 goal kickers throughout the game. So we've got Brody Riccardi, Jackson East, Jack Truan kicked singles in the first quarter for Murderford, and Jake Sharp, Mitch Del Bosco, and Riley Smith kicked singles in the second quarter for the Murderford Alpine Saints. And for the Lavington Panthers, we had Charlie Sanson's kicked the 2. He's kicked 1 in each of the quarters, and also the Rooster Timmy Ulsterhoff has kicked the 1. So sorry for young Charlie, but he's kicked 1 in each of the quarters to be the only multiple goal kicker for the game.
That's the voice of Bob Jackson for Border Bandag, and we're going to go to Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. If you put your coaching hat on, Mitchie, if you're Funky Miller, what are you telling the Murderford Saints at half-time? Are they going to have to change, or are they going to keep keep on keeping on?
Well, I think they were pretty potent when they moved the ball really quickly through that middle and the run and chain of handballs, but that sort of slowed down a little bit, and I think both sides probably got a bit tired and it got bogged down, and there was no space out there, and both, like you guys successfully said in the call, that the tackles were sticking, weren't they? So I think trying to get it on the outside, flipping that ball around and getting a quick switch might be probably the go with Myrtleford, but Lavington need to do the same thing, and they need to get their hands on the ball a bit more, and that was the problem in the last couple of weeks. They didn't have enough of the disposals, and you can see clearly in the stats that backs that up. So they didn't get their hands on the ball much late in that quarter, and tried to get another one on the board, but wasn't to be with Hall running around the mark. But I did think he was a bit stiff.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Mitchy. And if you're Schneids as well, I guess you probably want to change it up a little bit. I thought the last 10 minutes of that quarter, they were really competitive, having the ball camped in their forward 50, but I just can't help to think that they probably want to make it a bit more scrappier, Lavington. We identified that before the game. They probably want to try and get that on their terms in the second half.
Yeah, big rooster, and obviously Charlie Sanson's got a couple to his name as well. So they've been pretty good, solid performers. The ball's been really predictable going long to them. I'd like to see the small forwards get a little bit more active at ground level.
That is the voice of Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel, and we'll go around the grounds as well. We've got some other games, of course, going on around the border today, and the other game on our sister station, JC Low Oval, Yarrawonga, 1 goal 4-10, trails Wangaratta 10-4-64 at half-time, so that is a good old-fashioned flogging, Bob. And then at Berrily Park, Raiders sticking fat, 5-3-33 to Corowa 7-5-47, so a little bit of a buffer, but Raiders being super competitive there. And the other game at WJ Finlay Oval, Wangaratta Rovers 4-6-30 plays Wodonga Bulldogs 3-3-21. And over in the AFL as well, we've got a couple of games on today. Panthers, much beloved. St Kilda getting another lesson from Brisbane, full-time, 69 points.
Essendon.
Essendon versus Brisbane, and Essendon going down by 64 points in the end. And then the other two games last night, Bulldogs 102, lost to Fremantle Dockers 114, and the showdown at Adelaide Oval, that was an absolute blinder. Adelaide Crows 76, winning by 1 point, 75 Port Adelaide. That is around the grounds. And on our team stats at the moment, it is pretty even, Bob. The inside 50 count, 26-21 in favour of Myrtleford. Marks inside 50, 8-6 so far. And intercept marks 7-4. The clearance count's always been interesting, 12-10 so far in favour of Myrtleford by 2. It's been pretty even, I think. We talk about Riley Smith's dominance, but I think Lavington's midfielders are doing a good job, especially Harrison, who I think's been really good around the stoppages as well. Mitch.
Yeah, they'd like to get Corrigan, I think, involved a little bit more as well, and he's been doing a little bit of a tagging role, but it doesn't look like anyone can keep up with the gut running of the East, and he's the link-up man that they need to stop. Myrtleford's forays going forward have all gone through Jackson East, usually him out on the wing on the far side, getting 10 metres on his opponent, and making that a little bit easier for the forwards such as Lockie Murphy, Dale, and Sharp to get ahead of their opponent.
Have you seen East play before, Mitch?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, but he's getting better every year.
He is. He
wasn't like this when he started.
No. He didn't light the league up, and then he became an accumulator his second year, and then after that, he's just become an absolute superstar. He's one of the better players. And we've got 2 Morris medalists running around today. Going toe-to-toe. Shawnee Driscoll hasn't had quite his high standards game yet, but we know how quick that can turn. You see so many games of Sean Driscoll where you don't really see him for a half, and then all of a sudden he turns the game in his head. I've just got a feeling there's another twist in this tale. Lavington worked their way back into the contest when you thought Myrtleford were going to kick away, Bob, and they looked all right towards that second half.
Yeah, you're right. They've had 10 shots on goal, and they've had plenty of opportunities inside that 50, as we've said, and Mitch has mentioned that the Roosters, their main target, and rightly so. Like, he's presenting the best. He's quite easily the most presentable target down forward. But once they sort of bring a few others into the game as well inside that forward 50, Shawnee Driss, he can be dangerous down in that sort inside 50 as well. Yep. So I think that you're right though. I think if they just do a bit of tweaking with their inside 50 entries, and if Rooster maybe throw him a bit deeper, but he's providing that contest out in the middle. So there's a lot of things that the coaching staff have got to look at. Timmy Sanson's the forward coach for Lavington, so I dare say today he'll be trying to shake things up a little bit.
And the big rooster is getting his kicks up the ground as well, so it's opening up for the rest of the forward line to make the most of that. But I've been really impressed with Hucker. You know, he's playing against, you know, probably one of the best ruckmen in the comp, if not the best.
Second in the league for hit-outs, Hucker too.
Really? Is it? Yeah, and he's really he's pushing back in defence, which is sitting in that hole, which makes it hard for Myrtleford to go long. They've really got to go over the top or wide of him. So I thought he was pretty solid as well. And Costello, he's been a real shining light for them, the young gun in defence.
Outstanding. Yeah, he has. Across that half-back. And, geez, the Costello boys are good, aren't they? We talk about how good Jack Costello is, and obviously he's continuing his craft down in the VFL at the moment, and he's just doing a fantastic job. But this Riley Costello, he's built like a little twig, and he's hard as nails. He's a beautiful kick. And, geez, there's something in the blood there with the Costello family.
He was really good. He's got those longer arms. He looks like he's a little bit taller than his brother and plays a little bit taller. But I just watched him. Once he started doing a couple of good things, I just watched his motor as well, because he's playing on a bloke that gets up and down the ground quite well in Thomason. So I was watching him, and he was actually pushing him and keeping up with him. And then once the ball got turned over, he'd push into a dangerous position to make Thomason chase him. So he obviously got a motor, being a young fella, and he's got those long Dustin Fletcher type arms where he gets in and spoils. Like the last couple of contests that we saw just before half time, one was at centre half back and one was across here in the wing, and then he actually took an intercept mark which was courageous as well, and just inside 50 that could have been dangerous for the Levy Panthers. So he's got some really great attributes across that half back line, and I'm not sure where his future is in the game of footy in regards to where he plays on the ground, but some of the things that he's showed us so far today can tell us that he can play a nice lockdown role on a dangerous forward.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Thomason's leading Myrtleford's goal kicking. Would that be right?
Yeah,
and
I think he's fourth in the string.
He's barely touched it. So he's got, I think, 10 majors for the year, only around 3 or 4. But yeah, so a great lockdown role for Corrigan Costello so far.
That is the voice of Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel, making his comeback into the 201 commentary box, and Bob Jackson, of course, for Border Band-Aid. That just about wraps up our halftime show for Elders Rural, and after the break, we're going to have the second half on O&M Live, where you will not miss a thing.
A.T. Jones, your local day.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Half-time treats you have ever seen. Now, we spoke about this in the pre-game, that we delivered 2 cardboard boxes of potato cakes, chips, sausage rolls, the usual, the mini dim sims that we get here at the McNamara Reserve. Well, we've just been given a oval-shaped plate of more sausage rolls.
Homemade.
Little potato rosties by the looks of things, a bit of relish, a full plate of sandwiches. And that wasn't all we just got delivered, because then we just got a full plate of desserts.
Peripherals.
With, I don't know what was, I mean, there's little look like chocolate apricots.
It's unbelievable.
It is just incredible. So to Chappie, the canteen staff, and everybody involved here at Myrtleford, thank you so much. You do an amazing job. We only take the PI55, but thank you very much for looking after us. And you know what? Yes, we even gave one to Schneids next door because he was a little bit hungry, was the coach at Lavington. I'm not sure how that will go down. Chriso down on the boundary for the newie.
I don't know. I had to leave. I couldn't eat another thing.
I've got to run home.
A big thanks to the crew here at the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. We're underway here in the third quarter, all thanks to Wiesner's. And there's a whistle in the middle of the ground for a push in the back. And it's a free kick to Billy Glanville. His numbers in the first half, D-Back?
Yeah, he only had 3 disposals in the second quarter. He finished with 9 for the half.
Out the back of the contest, the Rooster has him in the goal face. Perfect start for the Lavington Panthers. The kick carried every bit of 60 metres. It bounced towards the goal square. The Rooster was first to react. And a dream start here for Lavington in the third quarter for Wiesner's.
As I swallow that lovely piece of slice, the Roosters, he was a man that we identified at half-time that needed to continue to present to his midfield and provide a spark inside that forward 50, and he's done so inside the first minute here in the third quarter and got his side back within 11 points. And that's just the start that the Panthers need.
Absolutely, Bob. He's the key for Panthers now. He's an absolute superstar today. He's had the 11 disposals. He's been the best focal point on the ground. I'll tell you what, if he can kick another 3 or 4 this half, Merck could be in trouble.
So back to 11 points here at the McNamara Reserve. And as I said, a dream start for Wiesner's here in the third quarter for the Panthers.
What do you think of the half-time show, Panda, for Elders Rule?
I thought it was the best in the world. The best you've ever done on O&M Live.
There you go.
Because you hosted Riley Smith inside 50 here for the Saints. Wilson, nifty little hand pass. Bit of a no-looker. Douglas. Saints trying to force the turnover here with speed. Was Buchanan. Driscoll, here they go. Bang! Straight through the middle of the ground come the Panthers. Corrigan, good purchase on the kick. Rooster again! Matchup getting out of hand a little bit here for the Saints. He will line up 30 out slide angle.
I reckon he's playing deeper, Mitch. That looks like the last couple of entries inside the forward 50. Roosters sort of allowed him his starting point to be just a little bit deeper. And that run through the middle and the carry through the middle and Ryder Corrigan's kick to advantage. And Rooster was in the perfect position, and that was going to be very hard mark to spoil. But they've come out breathing fire 2 minutes in, and they're having their second shot at goal.
Yeah, Glanville and Driscoll have been integral for those 2 forward 50 entries, and a great kick there by Corrigan.
So this for 2 in 2 minutes for the Rooster, and he's third for the game. Make no mistake, he's snuck it home. Margin back to 5 points, 5-7. Plays 6-6. The Saints are yet to go in their forward half of the ground. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, what a fantastic start for Lavington. The big Rooster, he's taken the PI55 Panda. He's playing some sort of game. He's been their best vocal point up forward and had 2 disposals and 2 goals this quarter, Bob. He's looking good.
I've got him for 6 shots on goal, Panda.
Yep,
and
same.
That's a great output for a forward, and we're only just second half.
We're just trying to figure out where to put this amount of food.
There's so much food
Just
here.
put it here, boys.
We are really struggling. It's on my seat. It's on Bobby J's seat. We can't sit down. We have to stand in the box.
We can't put it in front of DVAC.
No, because it'll disappear in a heartbeat.
I've got a half-eaten sausage roll that I can't touch until the end of the quarter.
You know what?
And it's
You know
absolute
what?
torture.
Because I will throw straight to you as soon as you take a bite of that thing.
Dearie me. It's like cheese. It's like cheese on a mousetrap, Mitch. It's just shenanigans up here, Mitch.
Torture.
I love it. Come on, Switzerland.
Double agent, mate. Come on.
Margin back to 5 points. Game on here for Inspirations Paint. Big hello to Jeffy and Benny and the crew celebrating 5 years on the border. The crew at Inspirations Paint. Corrigan with pace and precision out of the middle again for the Panthers. On to Glanville. Floating ball, doesn't matter. McNamara, front posse. Ferguson under pressure. Good tackle from McNamara. Rebounding kick almost marked by Wilson. And the Saints rebound effectively through Riccardi off halfback. Left foot tumbling kick is going to roll and gain a little bit of territory here for the Saints at half forward.
It was just an important little jumper pull on Glanville in the middle. Otherwise, that would have been another clean entry inside forward 50. And I think that just pulled him off balance a little bit. And that's the only thing that stopped the Lavington from getting a clean entry.
So a boundary throw in.
Jackson
East out of the stoppage. Snaps it inside forward 50. Bren follows up. Hand pass to Thomason, who's got a bit of time and space if the ball sits. He gathers well. Hand passes towards Jake Sharp. All this just happening inside Myrtleford's attacking 50. Newton has to be calm. Kick turned over. McPherson inboard straight away. Finds Joshy Maraka, who's had a good start to 2026. As young Joshy Maraka goes into the pocket, over the head of Sharp. It's a great battle between him and Bennett.
Yeah.
And it rolls out the back for one minor score. The Saints move to 6-8 to Lavington 5-7. All that on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We've played almost 5 minutes for NZ third term.
Yeah, Sharp. They're still trying to get Sharp into the game, aren't they? The delivery's just not quite right. But gee whiz, Bennett's wearing him like a second skin at the moment. He's a quality defender, and he's chalking up another win here for himself today. Bennett, he's playing some really good footy at the moment.
Yeah, scalps include Hudson Groney already in season 2026. Ball just won't stay in for Joshy Maraki. You could hear the groans from the sponsors behind you on the balcony, Mitch, for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, they weren't happy with that one. They thought Josh had a little bit more time than he thought he did.
Yeah, they needed to keep that in, didn't they, Mitch? They had plenty of numbers at the footy.
Free around the footy.
Free running. Oh! The boundary umpire. It's not that hard, mate. Just throw it over your
Bit
head.
of cake on it, I think.
The young man's doing a great job. Look at that. Bang.
That's better.
Beautiful boundary
Stuff
throw
you,
in.
Bobby says.
And a great tap from Riley Smith. East and him on the same page today. McPherson's kick was smothered. It rebounded 20 metres towards Lavington goal. Buchanan hand pass to space. Asked his teammates to go after the football. One of those was Hall. Sanson, grab without the football. Should have been a free kick. Riccardi wins it. Hand pass down the line. Del Bosco picks it up on the left. Tumbles it to half forward, but the Panthers rebound through Newton. Good purchase on the kick inside 50. The Rooster actually tapped it instead of marking it. Curtis just hand passes it straight over the boundary line, as deliberate as you'll ever see. Calm from the old fella. We got a boundary throw in 55 around from Myrtleford goal, Lavington goal.
The aggressive running from behind the footy from Lavington through the middle is something that's a highlight in this first 6 minutes. They really decided to say, right, we're going out of here 100 miles an hour, and it's there for everyone to see.
Smith's kick.
John Ospina getting a touch.
Out of bounds for a throw-in. I was wondering who that was on the wireless headset. It is John Ospina.
He looks fit.
He does indeed. Well, still a bit of time to pull the boots on, Spoons.
You can't today.
No, clearly. Talking about the following weeks. You eat that sausage roll, D-Vac, or dare ya? Driscoll tumbles it inside forward 50. And we've got a boundary throw-in just for the Lavington Panthers. Speaking of you, D-Vac, some early numbers. 7 minutes played NZ third quarter.
Yeah, Billy Glanville, we had a quiet second quarter, but he's got his hands on the footy 3 times already on the 40-week stat sheet. And Tim Milsterhoff, 2 disposals and 2 goals this quarter already.
Rooster and Riley Smith do the ruck battle. Oh, good contest. You can
whiz.
hear the slap of the body. Ferguson's trying to take on everyone. He's caught holding the ball.
Who's that come off second
Biting
best?
off a little too much then was Nick Ferguson. And it's a free kick to the way of Lavington. Jay Summers is slow to get up. I don't know who's going to win this free kick for holding the ball. Looks like it might be.
Pick it up,
yeah, it looks like it might be
Glanville.
Billy Glanville after all that Mitch for the Newmarket.
Yeah, he was the first one to go over to it, and I think the umpire said, "Okay, well, your ball."
The contest that Jay Summers, and I'm not sure who the murderer, it might have been your man Nick Green. He came off second best. The noise was just sickening.
Nick Ferguson, you mean?
Nick Ferguson, sorry.
I thought you're speaking about Cam Green in cricket, Bobby J. Glanville starts it out to the left, works it back beautifully like Riley Smith did earlier. And we have a ball game all square here at the McNamara Reserve. 43 plays 43. Game on here for Wiesners in the third quarter.
Yeah, and it's the big names for Lavington that are stepping up already this quarter. We've only played a few minutes already, but Billy Glanville's been super. 4 disposals and a goal for him. Jack Glanville's got his hands in the footy. Nick Newton off half-back had the 3 disposals already. Tim Milsdorf, we've talked about him dominating. So the right people are getting their hands at the right time for Lavington, and the scores are level.
Down on the boundary, Chris O for the Newmarket Hotel.
I'm just wondering what they're going to do with Glanville. He's been the on-fire player this term, and I think nearly every goal's come through his achievements. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they send someone to him. He's lining up against Del Bosco here at the stoppage.
He's usually the one that goes and stops the most important for the opposition, does Mitchy Dell. 43 apiece here for Wiesners. Game on. 9 minutes played for NZ. Both ruckmen almost conceded the ruck contest then. That was weird. Corrigan tackled. He's been good to start this third quarter, Bobby J.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that Mitch was talking about there before with the run. You know, Corrigan and Newton, they really provide some spark and run through the middle of the ground where Glanville he just chisels that out and gets in the right spot to receive.
East inside 50 again. Not great purchase on the kick. Douglas. One-on-one contest with him and Crisp. East grabbed high by Riley Costello. Made sure the umpire saw that, did Jackson. Lead comes early from Murphy, from Truan. That's where it goes. Good defence from Lavington. They rebound across half-back. Buchanan provided a good contest, and second effort was good at ground level. Dived on the footy, now is in trouble. Umpire says, give it to me. 51 out from Myrtleford goal.
Yeah, that shallow entry by Jackson. I reckon he'd want to have his time over again and get a little bit deeper than just a shallow entry into 40 metres.
Del Bosco from the stoppage. Quick kick inside 50. Truan caught behind. Douglas hand pass to nobody. First one there for the Panthers is Buchanan. It clean bowled him. Del Bosco. Left foot kick tied up against the boundary. Sales out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to Lavington deep in defence, who have kicked the only 3 goals of this third quarter for NZ. 10 minutes gone. Scores are level. 43 apiece.
They need to respond, don't they, Myrtleford? They need to respond defensively or offensively on the board as well. So I think they just need to work a little bit harder to shut down this run, take the sting out of the game, and then provide themselves with a little bit of their own pressure of their own.
Some numbers in the third quarter, DVAC for 40 Winks.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that man, Billy Glanville. He's had 4 and he's kicked the goal already. 7 inside 50s for Lavington so far, and Myrtleford have just had the 4, but I feel like 3 of them really shallow entries, Bob. So Lavington are the beneficiary of their more quality entries.
Mitch, injury concern on the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel for the Saints.
Very close to me too, Truan, but I'm not sure what's wrong with him. I'll keep you updated, Panda.
It looks like he can put no weight at all on his left leg. So we'll watch that one. He looks to be in a spot of bother, Jack Truan. He's been pretty good for the Saints.
Going down to the rooms.
East, centering kick inside 50 again. Cook got a clearing kick quickly in Motlop. He's been a little quiet. Marks for the Saints, inside 50, turnover almost. Harry Barber went the fist, could have went the mark. Hucker goes, stuff this. I'm going to kick it long out of defence. To my opposite number, Riley Smith got a bad bounce. Hurd was grabbed without the football for the Panthers. Isaiah Robertson shoots it back to Hall. Good composure to get around a tackler. Inside forward 50, Sharp. Dropped what he should have marked, McPherson. Across half-back for the Saints on the Del Bosco, and this kick is on. Right bang smack in the middle of the McNamara. Finds his little mate Riccardi. Kick to Motlop. In fact, it's Bren. Inside forward 50 with a high up and under. Sharp front position. Left hand to it. Not able to mark. Bennett dives over the football. Umpire says, give it to me. Good footy all round for Wiesners in the third quarter. Bobby J for Border Bandad.
Yeah, you did right there, Panda. Just the Sharp boys are just a little bit off with their hands at the moment, aren't they? They're getting their hands to the footy. It's just not sticking at the moment. So it's just a matter of them just to keep working their hardest to keep themselves in the game and keep presenting. And you know, time will tell if the game turns around for them. But they're always in it, those 2 Sharp boys.
Any update at all, Chris O and Jack Truan?
No, he's gone down to the rooms, boys, and I haven't seen the trainers come back yet.
Sharp grabbed it out of the ruck. His kick was smothered. Drew Bevan, who took an unbelievable mark in the third quarter, left the football behind. Hand pass was errant from the Panthers, and Cooper Thomason pounced. Oh, it's touched. Oh,
ooh,
wow.
That's a big call.
That is a massive call because he snapped on goal beautifully, and the umpire in position 1A has said touched. Ooh,
Gee whiz.
that's a big, big call in the third quarter for Wiesners. Minor score to Myrtleford, 6-8-44. Leventon 6-7-43. 1 point ball game. All that on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
That's a tough call, Mitch. You had a good look at that, mate.
Oh, I didn't think it was anywhere near his hand, but I don't know what you guys thought.
Well, I'm not sure whether they said smothered off the boot or touched on the line.
And they've got a 50 for...
Yeah. Must have been for lip. Here's Cooper Hall. Kick has to be good. Finds Hucker, who's taken a fair few marks today. It's been a really good battle, that. Him and Riley Smith. Goes to Glanville. They've transitioned the footy to the broadcast side, the Panthers. Kick inside 50. Oh, good contest from the boy from Kahuna, Riley Hurd, who did clip Brady Sharp across half-back. He made him earn it, Bobby J, as they say.
He certainly did. There was nothing untoward in that. He was just basically going the footy as hard as he possibly can, and big Brady Sharp, which just happened to be in the way, so that's unfortunate for him.
Here comes Harrington. Across half-back for Myrtleford. Kick down the far wing through the mitt to Riley Smith and Hucker.
Oh.
Just got a little dribbling kick away as Smith grabbed the jumper. Could have been holding the ball. The Panthers win it back on the far wing. Costello and O'Brien link up. O'Brien finds the right foot. It's a bit of a tumbling kick, but it's marked by Corrigan, who's been important. He's growing into this game. The kick's a beauty for Wilson. Set up in the air beautifully with great trajectory. And Wilson's got the legs here. He is pointing goalward. He'll kick from 50, slide angle.
He's pointed 3 or 4 times, so he's very confident in getting the distance, and he'd want to back it up because he burned a couple of teammates on the way through. There was a couple of guys in space, but there's 2 ways to look at it. There's burning your teammates, but there's also taking some sort of responsibility for the situation your club's in, and that's what this young man's done.
Harry Wilson, former Bushy, Carlton VFL listed, is growing across half-back. Kick starts out from the left. It floats back and hits the post. You could hear it flush into the post here at the McNamara Reserve. 6-8 apiece, 44 each. Scores locked for Inspirations Paint. We've got a beauty here on 2AY's O&M Live.
And I reckon there's a bit of a beauty at Berrylea Park, boys. Raiders 8-4-52, trails Coro 9-7-61. Just getting a bit close there.
Here's Smith from the kick in. Good hand pass into space. Harrington gathered at ground level. Back to Bren. Interesting hand pass. The ball sits at half-back for Murphy-Dale. Saints playing around with it on the far side. Snap out there wide from Del Bosco. Finds Bren. Might cross down to the boundary for another update. Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel.
Yeah, no, still haven't seen Flynn come back in, so we'll just keep you updated there.
Del Bosco has it in front of the scoreboard. The only 3 goals of this third quarter to the way of the Panthers. They trailed by 17 at half-time. Scores a level here for Wiesners in the third quarter. 15 minutes played for NZ. Curtis's clearing kick. Asks a lot of Ferguson. Caught out the back of the contest. Riccardi, who's played at half-back today, gathers for the Saints. Good kick from Brady Sharp. Finds his brother Riley, who's been held all day in a great battle with Alex Bennett. Riley on centre wing, gives it to the run and carry of Riccardi. Left foot kick is a beauty. Had to be perfect, it was. Finds Bren. 2 kicks
50.
from home, 50. That is really stiff because he played on straight away. He wheeled around on the right, Chris O, but the umpire did not say play on.
Glanville seems very perplexed by that one, but the Saints picked it up straight away, and the umpire did too.
It just seems like a rule that's been pick and choose whenever they seem fit, doesn't it, Mitch? It's not a rule that's consistently applied, particularly that standing rule.
It's a big penalty, isn't it?
It is. It's a harsh penalty for 50 metres with no impact on the game.
I reckon to the letter of the law it's there because the umpire didn't call play on, but Brent had clearly played on. Like he wheeled around on that right straight away. So it had to be play on.
There's no room for error, is there?
It's a big price to pay. And Declan Brand can give the Saints the lead. 25 out, slide angle, comes in and makes no mistake. Saints get their first of the third quarter for Wiesners. Margin out to an even goal. 7-8, plays 6-8. 50 plays 44 for Inspirations Paint.
And safe to say they needed that one, didn't they? They had Thomason's goal that was they thought was a goal that was touched, and then they've pushed forward a few times, but haven't been able to get the chocolates, and finally did. So just keeps the pressure on Lavington with the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Chris. They played 17 minutes so far in this third quarter, and Lavington inside 50s out of the 17 minutes. So Murderford, a lucky break, you could say there, but an important break, Bob.
It certainly is. That's as I said before. They needed to shut the game down defensively and then work themselves back into the game and then put some offensive pressure on. And that was a good passage of play. That was a fantastic. The two sharp boys got some touches there that they needed to get themselves back in the game, and Riccardi was a fantastic forward 50 kick.
The Saints with the first goal, their first goal rather, in the third quarter, taken 17 minutes for NZ. The Panthers go out wide. Isaiah Robertson in a one-on-one with Ferguson. Overcooked the hand pass as he retreated back to Glanville. Was clever not to really take possession. Tackled out there by the Saints. And Reece Grant, and there's a stoppage 75 metres out from Panther goal, right out on the far side.
It's a long way out there, Panther, isn't it?
It is. Certainly need the binoculars at the McNamara Reserve. Riley Sharp's gone into the ruck.
What do you roll with? Do you roll with Bushnells or what do you roll with?
Yeah, the Bushnells. Good on you, Bobby J. Not quite the specs that Luke Francis takes. He's a 40 years old, and they're old racing binoculars.
And they weigh about 40 kilos.
They do. I have no idea how he carries them. Kick from the Saints. Sharp was grabbed without the football, and Glanville's now saying, hey, where's my free kick? And then he just gets the football. Maybe they should worry about it. Glanville inside forward 50. Rooster! Oh, he's too strong. Pethbridge has gone to him. Got front position, worked his way to the front of the contest, and he will line up for goal number 4.
He's a fantastic defender, Zach Pethbridge, but Rooster just worked him over. He tried every trick in the book to get in front, Zach, but Rooster's just been, he's been big and strong, presented, whether it's on the lead or one out, and he knows his game really, really well today, Rooster. He's having a great day in front of goal. He's having a great day, and to work over a defender of this quality, it just shows how much he's on today.
Jack Truan's just come down to the bench, boys. Still hobbling.
Yeah.
All remains to be seen whether he comes back on.
Magic spray.
Timmy Osterhoff, the Rooster, lining up for his third goal of the quarter. Kick on the way is just across the face from 35 metres out slide angle, and a big sigh of relief for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. I've got him for 3 goals 4.
Yes.
The Rooster could have had a serious day out. The margin is at 5 points. 6-9-45 Lavington. 7-8-50 Myrtleford for Inspirations Paint. 19 minutes played for NZ. Curtis was going to kick and decided not to as he felt the contact. He is so wise. Goes to Brent through the middle of the ground, and the Saints look dangerous off halfback. Calvin, the kick's a beauty. On a searching lead, finds Cooper Thomason. First real look on goal he's had for today, apart from the one that was touched earlier this quarter. And he's going to pass it off from 52 out into the pocket. Oh, crisp! Caught too deep, got the jukes up, timed his leap beautifully, and Ryan will line up 30 out slide angle.
That was a fantastic mark. I'm not sure whether that was intended for him or Jackson East, who was leading out from the goal square, but the run from Simon Kersey said enough's enough. He ran from pretty much the goal square all the way to, it was a 150-metre effort, and what that does is encourages his teammates to move and work with him and let down the ground, and it was a fantastic mark by Crisp. Absolutely spectacular.
We all thought he was going to play in defence when he returned to Myrtleford. He's playing forward and in the ruck. He just misses. I reckon they went over the goal post. That would have put the margin out to 11 points. Now it's at an even goal. 51 plays 45 for Inspirations Paint. Quick kick in comes from Lavington straight away. Corrigan out on the far side. Turns his opponent inside out. In fact, it's Jack Glanville. Bit of a floater down the far side of the ground. Tumbles it inside 50. The Rooster decides to slap it inside forward 50. Might work out all right. Isaiah Robertson applies pressure on his Myrtleford Alpine Saints opponent. Prethbridge's clearing kick's a beauty. Harrington's arms were surely chopped. Umpire says play on. Harrington regathers the football. Kick in the middle of the ground's good. Good hands from Declan Bren. Game's really lifted here, Bobby J, for Porter Van
certainly
Dag.
a great passage of play so far. And they've got it in the right hands of Simon Curtis inside 50. Oh!
Yes, Thomason. Our man does it all for Porter Van Dag. You can take over if you like, Bobby J. Thomason grabbed without the football. Costello pushed in the back. Bevan just kicked the footy off the ground. Bit of scrappiness creeping into this game here. 21 minutes gone for NZ, third quarter. Floating ball just inside 50 here for Lavington. Motlop with a heap of work to do. Tackled hard by Riley Hurd. Stoppage inside Panther forward 50.
It was a weird passage of play. There was free kicks everywhere, but the umpire seemed to have lost his whistle and just let the boys play, which was fantastic. And it has been scrappy, but the intensity's lifted a couple of notches.
Glanville kick was partially smothered as he went to kick on goal. McPherson left the football behind. Glanville's hand pass was intercepted by Riley Sharp, who's having a spell in the ruck at the moment. Harry Wilson beat his opponent to the football. That was crisp. They both dive on the football. Wilson probably caught one square in the back of the noggin. Kick off the ground from Maraca has been intercepted by Harker. All kick turned over. Curtis at half-back, and here come the Saints. Can they rebound, affect the turnover? They can't, because Reece Grant is tackled by big Jaden Harker, who's had a really good quarter, the big boy Harker. He's growing into this game.
That's a great tackle. They had to stop the play because they were off and running, the Myrtleford Saints. They were heading downfield in a real quick way.
Saints by a goal. Nick Newton has lined up from 55. It's almost got the distance. It's touched right on the goal line and through for a point.
You can't help but sometimes turn into a spectator when the game's going a million miles an hour and they're crashing in and going bash, bash, bash. And that was a lovely kick. That was inside the square there, Nick Newton. He got a really good piece of that.
I just can't help but think this is going to come back to haunt Lavington. They've had 17 inside 50s to 7, Bob, this quarter, and are still behind on the scoreboard.
6-10-46 Lavington, 7-9-51 Myrtleford. Can you feel it on ground level, Mitch, that this game's really lifted?
Absolutely. It's getting a bit dark out here, so I wouldn't mind putting the lights on, but the boys are certainly lighting up. The tempo is lifted significantly.
One game back and he's whinging already. Gee whiz.
I don't know if the lights will do much.
What are you doing, mate?
Mitch down there for the Newmarket Hotel. Looks like Schneider's has gone down to the boundary too, Chris O, for the Newie.
He has, yep.
So he can't see either, Mitch?
Well,
no, exactly.
The quotas I came up the stairs from half-time from Chris Mitchell as we were brought food. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So if there's one man who can get the lights on here at Myrtleford, it is Chris Mitchell. Maraca out wide for East. Cooper Hall composed, tackled. Umpire Rob Rampel says, give it to me. We might get some stats from Divac Vaccaro for 40 winks.
Yeah, well, Jackson East, you just saw him there with the footy. He's at the 17 disposals and a major for him. And Simon Curtis keeps continuing on 24 disposals on the 40 wing stat sheet, Panda.
He's really taken it upon himself, Simon Curtis, hasn't he? You can see his energy and effort across half-back. He says, right, enough's enough. I've got to get this team back in the game and start providing some real drive from across half-back.
Around the ground update if we can, Divac, whenever you're ready too, mate.
Yes, we can.
Now,
just waiting for that contest there, but Wangaratta Rovers 56 beating Wodonga Bulldogs 34, so they're kicking away. Raiders hanging in there 52-67 against Cora Rutherglen, and the other game at JC Low Oval, Yarrawonga 41 plays Wangaratta 78.
Oh, so Yarra have started to get going a little bit because the margin was 54 points at half time. Ryan Crisp has it just outside 50 for the Saints. He's going to power this inside forward 50. Kick really wasn't to the advantage of a teammate. Roving in front of goal was Harrington. Miotto swooped on the football really quickly and then applies pressure on O'Brien. First there is Riccardi. Bumped as he got a kick away. Thomason was clean. Kick not up to the right effort. Riley Hurd shovels it back to Jakey O'Brien. Off a step, down the wing. No teammate in a position for him, and it gets out the back here to Isaiah Robertson. Kicks into the space to the Rooster once again. He's got a hot hand in this third quarter. Marks just outside forward 50. Kicks to the only player going inside 50. Summers has two Saints to beat. Was pushed off the football. It wasn't the right option. It was really the only option. And it is a boundary throw in. Deep into attack for Lavington, who trail 6-10-46 to Myrtleford, 7-9-51, 25 gone for NZ.
I think Robinson was a better option there. He just seemed to have a little bit more space in that forward 50, and I think that might have been the better one.
I reckon Rooster going back could have been the better option, Bob. Rooster kick 50.
Oh,
he was probably 57 or 8 out.
I reckon he could have kicked it.
Okay. We're going to agree to disagree.
He's never wrong, you know that. He's like my wife. He's never wrong.
Boundary throw in. O'Brien was dangerous in that stoppage.
Jeez, I hope she's not listening.
Riley Calveen.
Very dangerous.
Tries to exit D50. He does, and we got a boundary throw into the left of the scoreboard. 5-point ball game here for Wiesners in this third quarter. 26 gone for NZ. Late stages of the third quarter. Inside 50 numbers again, Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, so 18 this quarter for Lavington. They've completely dominated the contest, and only the 8 for Myrtleford. So not getting bang for their buck yet, Lovey.
They trailed by 17 points at half-time, did the Panthers. Scores were level a few moments ago. The Saints now lead by 5. They worked the ball down the far wing. Crisp went back to a one-on-one. It was an interesting hand pass. And a little bit of advice coming to the left of us. Declan Brent kicks it down the line. Both players grabbing their jumper. Umpire says play on. Maraca out the back. Hand passes it to Truan, who was on one leg before. Flying shot on goal is across the face and through for one minor score.
Panda was writing his obituary before.
52 plays 46. It's a goal. 7-10 to 6-10 for Inspirations Paint. 27 gone for NZ. Chris Owe, to my fairness, he looked in all sorts of discomfort, did Jack Druin.
Didn't look good when he came back to the bench either after about 10 minutes either, Panda. So, no, I don't blame you for thinking his day was probably done.
Flying in that marking contest was McNamara East. His numbers, please, Divac.
Yeah, Jackson East having his 18th just now.
Into Reece Grant, who's getting a fair bit of advice to play on and kick to half forward because a man is all on his own. The ball will sit for Declan Brand. He'll run to 45 and kick a Sunjan goal today. Great play from the Saints. Margin out to 2 goals. 58 plays 46 for Inspirations Paint.
Yeah, we could see it sort of unfold before our eyes, Panda. We could see the overlap happen. They just had to get it to it, and Declan Brand was he's had a really good quarter. He's presented well up through the middle of the ground and really provided an option for the Murderford Saints. And he's kicked his second for the game, so that's a great return for the Saints in regards to Deck Brand, who's not a old name in regards to their forward line. But gee whiz, that was a good finish and got some space where it was quiet through the middle.
Gee, it hurts, doesn't it, that one? 18 inside 50s for Lamington this quarter, only the 9 for Myrtleford, and that one there really hurts, Bob.
It's back-to-back goals for Declan Brent. He's been the goal kicker for the last 2 goals for the Myrtleford Saints, and the game, in fact.
The first multiple goal kicker for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 7 individual goal kickers to that stage. Inside 50, the Panthers go. But the man who has provided all sorts of rappel all day, Simon Curtis, intercepts. East on the left, right, doesn't matter. Opens up the corridor. Miotto marks, gets onto his favoured right, into the pocket. Riley Smith, dropped the mark in the end. Probably should have taken it on the big chest of his.
29-minute mark, you'd think that the quarter's not too far away from finishing. That would have been a perfect opportunity to go 3 goals ahead.
Well, the second quarter went about 30 and a half.
31, yeah.
It did, Chris O, for the Newmarket Hotel. Long quarters here. East went to kick and then gave it off to Harrington. Flying shot on goal as the siren sounds. And it's out of bounds on the full. An entertaining quarter comes to an end where we saw 5 goals kicked. 3 to the Lavington Panthers, 2 to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and the margin is 2 straight kicks at 3-quarter time. 8-10-58 Myrtleford, 6-10-46 Lavington. We'll take a break. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one's celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
A good game of footy here at the McNamara Reserve sees Myrtleford with a 2-goal advantage at the last change. 8-10-58 to Lavington, 6-10-46. Blake Panderescott with you for Border Band Tag alongside Bobby J, who's dominated today. We've got DVAC for 40 winks. We'll cross to Chris O soon on the boundary for the Newmarket Hotel. But first, we'll go to Dan Vaccaro for our Hotondo Homes quarters best in the third quarter.
Thanks, Pando. I think Jackson East, to be honest, was fantastic that quarter. He had the 9 disposals. He's had 20 for the game. He's been super. Simon Curtis as well. He really put the team on his back. I reckon that first 10 minutes where Lavington were dominated, Simon Curtis almost just went, well, hold on here. And he got a lot of the footy himself. He had 7 that quarter. He's had 25 for the day. From Lavington, it was Billy Glanville. He really got him off to that hot start. He had 7 disposals and kicked a major. And the Big Rooster, he's just unbelievable. He's one of my new favourite players, the Big Rooster. He was fantastic that quarter. He's kicked 3. Probably should have 6. If we're being honest here. So they're my Tondo Homes quarters best, Panda.
Love it, DVAC. Bobby J, that was a really good quarter of footy.
It was. You know, the Lavington Footy Club come out firing with Nick Newton, Isaiah Ryder Corrigan, and also Billy Glanville just come out and said, right, we're into it here. We're hitting the ground running, sprinting, and then they kicked the first 3 goals that quarter. And then a couple of superstars of Myrtle said, hold my beer, and we're going to come back and dominate and try and dominate this second half of the quarter. And Simon Curtis, Jackson East, and also Mitchy Del Bosco. Those 3 guys just said, right, enough's enough. We've got to try and get back into this game. And wrestled a little bit of momentum back through the middle of that quarter. And they finished off with 2 fantastic goals by Declan Bren. They were sensational goals, both of them, from an unlikely source, let's be honest.
Well, he kicked 1 goal for the year until this game. He's probably a little bit less than a goal a game player, but he bobs up with important goals.
Yeah, he was leading up the middle of the ground and took a really strong mark in the middle of the ground, presented really, really well when there was nothing sort of happening for Lavington, so he was great.
Some of the team numbers, if you can, so far, DVAC for 40 winks.
Yeah, for sure, Panda. Lavington, 39 inside 50s for the game. In front of Myrtleford, 36, so it's pretty close there. Marks inside 50 have both taken 10 each. I reckon the Big Rooster's taken about 7 of them, Bob.
Yep.
He's been fantastic today. The clearance numbers as well are close, 15 to 17, and the intercept marks are close as well. But both the stat sheet will tell you that it's a really even game, so it'll be really interesting to see what Lavington can put up. I reckon historically, they run out games really well, Panda. They're a fit side, but Myrtleford is always tough as well. So great watch here.
I think both coaches will probably argue, Chriso, that they're the fittest in the comp, I reckon. So what do you have to hear at three-quarter time?
Yeah, well, spot on. Both sides want to run the other into the ground. And that's exactly what Adam Schneider said. So he said the pressure was good defensively, been fighting. They want to go down swinging and make the game at the ground a little bit bigger. So they want to spread Myrtleford. And that was pretty much the message from Funky Miller as well. He's pretty happy with the composure down back and stayed disciplined. But they want those uncontested marks to increase significantly in this last quarter.
That's their game. That is their one wood, as David King would say. 110 marks, 110 they average a game, the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. All right, Bobby J.
Did someone call you David King during
No.
the week? Did you have the laptop out in
I
front?
did.
Yes,
It was Gus
okay.
McLeod.
Are you a fan of David King?
I am.
Peter?
Big fan of Kingy.
Okay.
Really quickly, Bobby, who wins?
Myrtleford.
D-back.
I'm going to go twist the tail and say Lovey.
Chris O.
Saints by a point.
Hey.
Come on, Kingy, call it
Here
off,
we
mate.
are. We're underway for the Great Outdoors. Hello to Churchy and the boys of the Great Outdoors. Glanville inside 50 with the first entry here for the Panthers. Quick kick from Sanson. First there is the Rooster! Quick kick out of the stoppage. Rooster first one there. Too much speed, too much class, and he is lining up for number 4 in the first again inside 30 seconds.
Jaden Hucker to Billy Glanville in the middle was just sensational ruck work in the middle. And as soon as that ball went inside 50 and the boys took the mark, Rooster took the mark, they went straight to Big Hucker and said, "Well done, big fella, good stuff, good start." It was like they drew it up on the whiteboard at halftime.
He's kicked 3 goals, 4 has the Rooster. He'll get a fair bit of advice in the pocket from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints supporters, I'd imagine, right about now. This is a really important kick to bring it back to a goal. The Rooster bangs it home. That's his 4th. He's putting the Panthers on his back today. He's played a sensational game. Game on here at the McNamara Reserve, all thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga.
Well, that man that got it out of the midfield and that man up forward hold the key to Lavington winning this game, Bob. Billy Glanville and Tim Ulsterhoff. They're going to have a big last quarter, and what a great start that is. And quickly around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World, the one game that has any relevance, Raiders are closing in on Corowa, 67 Corowa. So what a watch that is.
Hucker's the man, isn't he? His second half's been outstanding, and I think Panthers jumping on board the Hucker train and really like the way he's played. He's been outstanding in the ruck today.
He certainly has big Jaden Hucker. I just love his skill set for a big fella. Riley Hurd has to be clean here across half-back. Goes back to Harry Wilson. His kick partially smothered, looking for Shawnee Driscoll. It's fisted back in the Wilson direction. Has to be clean here at ground level, or boundary line's a win in front of Declan Bren. And we have a throw in right in front of our commentary position, a kick and a half away from the Myrtleford Alpine Saints goal. Bobby J for Border Bandag.
He's got that little bit of a lizard look about him, hasn't he, Harris?
Oh, lizard.
That's a really good call.
Harrison Wilson, he's just got that little sort of...
It's like a lizard and Sean Driscoll.
Bit of a Blakey look.
Yep, a lizard Blakey. Both ruckmen having a piece of their jumper there. Smith taps it toward McPherson as he tackled high. The non-officiating umpire in the pocket, Ash Broughton, has picked out a high free kick here to Ashton McPherson. 5 metres in from the boundary.
Get some advice as
I
well.
reckon he was getting a little bit of advice also, was Ashton McPherson. Centering ball, looking for Riley Smith, was good. Floating across and getting in the hole was Aidan Cook, and he bangs it out of defence in the middle of the ground. Looking for that man, the Rooster, again. Here's Brady Sharp, edge of the centre square. Kick, finds McPherson. Still about 2 kicks from home. Centering ball, cut off by Shawnee Driscoll, who got in an important hole for the Lavington Panthers. Are we taking his numbers, D-Vac?
We are. He's just had the 8 today, Shawnee Driscoll, but he can turn the game any moment, Panda.
He's been a bit quiet. Goes out wide to Charlie Sanson, who's kicked 2 goals for the Panthers. Goes inside 50, looking for the Rooster once again. Ball doesn't really get there. Runs after Zach Pethbridge, almost got in his back. He was careful. Harrington one way, then the other way. Left foot kick's a really good one. Finds Maraka down the far wing for the Saints. He goes by hand, and had too much on it for Riley Calvin, who dropped it. Hand pass over the top comes from Harrington. Was he grabbed high? Umpire says yes, and a free kick to the Saints on the far wing.
Really lucky to get away with that, Harrington there. He was he sort of made that happen, I suppose, encouraged the high tackle and got away with it a little bit, but he's played on here.
To McPherson. Sky ball inside 50, out the back. Hucker got 2 hands to it for the Panthers. Wilson was clean. Pops it over the top to Newton. Gets around Easton. Gets around Ryan Crisp. And then kicks it out on the full. Did all the fancy stuff, Newton, and missed the easy target.
Around the grounds quickly. Sorry, Panda. Scores are level at Berrylea Park. Raiders 67, plays Corowa 67.
Wow. Keep us informed in that one, please. Of course, the Raiders haven't won a game for over a year, so it would be great to see him get a victory. Maraka called to play on, into the pocket. Good mark by Alex Bennett, who's had the chocolates in that matchup with Riley Sharp today.
Lizard Wilson.
Has it off half-back. Finds Corrigan. I love the look of the young kids.
Yes,
Corrigan, Costello,
fantastic.
Wilson. They have them coming out of their you-know-where, the Panthers. Finds Harry Barber. Overlap for Cooper Hall. He can play on from 45 and give the Panthers the lead. No. In fact, that would have made scores level. It's across the face
Pretty
for
much
a minor score. 53 plays 58s for Border Carpets Wodonga. Saints by 5 points.
Pretty much that whole passage of play was Lavington Youngfellas. You mentioned it halfway through that call. That was fantastic. It's the whole passage of play was link up, link up, link up. Yes, D-Vac?
It looks like Damon Harrington, is it? Running off
Yeah,
on the bench
Harrington's
there.
is limping off. Looks like an ankle injury. I'll keep you updated.
Chris O for the Newmarket Hotel. Just slotting straight back in like he has not missed a beat for 2 years. O'Brien inside 50. Sanson showed courage, unbelievable courage. Curtis really made him earn it. And Charlie will go back for his third shot on goal. It was a chop of the arms, front on contact, take your pick. He's slow to get up. He'll have a shot from 40 out, slide angle.
Murdoch have been just a little bit fumbly the first 5 minutes of this last quarter. They'd really want to shake that off pretty quickly before the game gets away from them. But that was fantastic courage, shown by Charlie Sanson, and he's come off second best. It looks like he's not doing real well. They're going to have to stop the play.
They're going to have to.
He's in the way there, so they're going to have to stop the play.
He's not even going to take his kick here. So Jake O'Brien has ball in hand, and Charlie Sanson.
Simon Curtis coming off with the blood rule too, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he was the player that was in that contest, Mitch, so that might have been... Is that a head clash of some sort?
Yeah, he's been hit in the head.
Well, Charlie's limping. It looks like he's caught one in the hip or something, and he's coming off the ground. He's jogging, so it looks like he's got a stinger. Hopefully he's all right. Great courage nonetheless, and now the pressure is on Jake O'Brien out on the far side to take this kick, to give the Panthers the lead. Jake O'Brien across the face. And a let-off once again for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. 7-12, Lavington 54 to Myrtleford 8-10, 58. All the scoring in this last quarter for the Great Outdoors to the town end via Lavington. And for Churchy and the boys, the Great Outdoors, we've gone 6 minutes for NZ.
Just watching Charlie Sanson come off, and Dad's running the boundary. He's giving him next to no love. Yeah, which is a typical Lake of Jellicoe sort of way of doing things. Yeah.
Del Bosco ran into trouble. Got a hand pass away in a nick of time to Motlop. Goes out to the far wing. Calvin broke an important tackle. Link up run here with McPherson. Comes back in on the right. Kick inside 50.
Downfield.
Oh, what's that for, Bobby J for Border
I think
Band-Aid?
it was a late contact on Ashton McPherson when he got rid of the footy. Did you see that, Mitch?
I didn't see it, sorry, Bobby.
So it's a free kick inside 50 for Jack Truan, who's kicked one goal already. This is an important shot on goal. Looks like he's going to run around here and do the snapperoo in front of the scoreboard. This to extend the margin out to 10 points for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. After Lavington had a shot on goal just before from Jake O'Brien. Truan snap on goal, hits the post. And the margin back out to 5 points for Border Carpets Wodonga, and Lavington are going to kick in pretty quick.
In danger of sounding like a cranky old man, I'm not going to say what I was going to say in regards to the way they kick for goal nowadays, so I'll just keep it to myself. But, yeah, that was an opportunity that could go against them in the end.
Charlie Douglas's switch was aggressive,
Fantastic.
but the kick was spot on, Bobby J. It needed to be. Bennett marks in the right back pocket, goes out wide. McPherson has had an important start to this last quarter. Intercepts for the Saints and plays on straight away. High up and under the top of the goal square. McPherson and Sharp. Fist comes from Aidan Cook. Jackson East tackled. Got an important hand pass away to Thomason. Was he grabbed high? He was. Sloppy tackle from the Lizard Wilson. And Jackson East, in fact, it's Cooper Thomason, tied up against the boundary. Might go for the good old-fashioned banana here, Bobby J.
I don't mind the banana for here, but that's the first time Costello sort of got off Thomason today and had to hand him over to the Lizard, and he got some space that he hasn't been able to get throughout the day. So that's he's got to make the most of it here.
Thomason passes it off. Take your pick, Truan or Miotto. How does that happen? All on his own, 30 out from goal. Lockie Miotto will line up pretty much directly in front.
Yeah, that's exactly right. How does that happen? They basically had 20 metres to themselves, both of those plays. So both those players could have had a raffle and to see who had a shot at goal. But Lockie Miotto, he's been fantastic today.
This just to steady things for the Saints. No team is taking this game by the scruff of the neck here. Miotto comes in and makes no mistake. Important settler for the Saints. Margin back out to 11 points for Border Carpets Wodonga. Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, that's a big breather there for Murderford Saints. Lavington had all the play and wasted their opportunities, and Murderford went forward. They had that blemish to hit the post, but that one there made no mistake. And that's a good breather for Murderford so far. And around the grounds, it is 1 point the difference at Berrylea Park. Raiders 73, plays Coral Rutherglen 74.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? The Raiders are playing a lot better brand of football and looking for their first win for the season. And, they're well and truly in the hunt there, aren't they?
They certainly are. We might get an update, Chris Mitchell. How's Harrington down on the boundary for the Newmarket?
He's been doing lots of walking up and down past me, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back on soon. He's still got a little bit of a limp in his step, a little bit similar to Sanson, who looks like he's probably close to getting back on. I can't see him
still has no ball dad yet, has he?
No.
Del Bosco with run off halfback, takes a bounce. Kick turned over to Bobby J's man, the Lizard Wilson. I wonder if this is going to stick, because they will go back and watch. And Wilson off halfback, kicks to half forward. Smith got an important hole. The Stingray, Harry Barber, quick kick inside forward 50. The Rooster lost his footing. Him and Pethbridge, important matchup. Hall applies a big tackle on Calvin. Did he get a hand to it? Umpire said play on. Barber goes back in there, shovels it towards the Rooster. And we have a boundary throw in 20 metres out from Lavington goal.
Raiders have hit the front, boys, around the ground. 79 plays Coral Rutherglen 74.
Alrighty. So the Raiders are in front of Corowa at Berrylea Park.
Simon Curtis hasn't come back yet either, boys.
11 points the margin here at the McNamara Reserve. 65-54. Snap on goals across the face for a minor score from Lavington. They moved to 7 goals, 13-55 to Myrtleford, 9-11-65 for Border Carpets Wodonga. We have played 11 minutes for NZ. Bobby J for Border Mandag.
You reckon he's just getting a couple of stitches and a bit of tape, do you think, Mitch?
It was a pretty good gash, yeah. He's been a good 10 minutes, so hopefully he's not too far away. They certainly need him out there at the moment with crunch time, 10 points of difference.
Yeah, he's very important to the run-off half-back and the control in the back half. He's a much-needed man across that half-back line. You can see Mitch Del Bosco sort of drop back to fill in that role while he's off the ground. Very important as well, Mitch.
Ferguson has it 40 metres out from his own defensive goal. Shoots it to the broadcast wing. In the end, a stalemate as 4 or 5 see it towards the boundary line, right in front of Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. Have you decided whether you're staying in town tonight, Chris? Or what's the go?
I still don't know yet, Bander. Well, I'm sure someone will have me for dinner, that's for sure.
There'll be salami makeup somewhere, wouldn't it, mate?
Yeah, if not, you can always shoot to the Newmarket. Sharp to win the ruck contest. Good hands from Corrigan. Found the Lizard Wilson off centre of the square. Kick inside forward 50. The Rooster, or could have launched at the football, decided not to. Hack off the ground from Ferguson. Might work out all right here for Myrtleford. But Wilson sweeps across the middle of the ground for the Panthers. One way, goes the other way. Out wide, really good kick.
He's been superb, Wilson.
Yep, finds Jake O'Brien. Inboard kick, just missed his teammate there in Summers. And the Saints straight through the middle of the ground. Reece Grant didn't know what to do. Fobbled the footy and then gathered it back. Go, Reece, go. Inside forward 50 with a shallow kick. Bennett takes a good mark for the Panthers. And he rebounds and plays on straight away out to the far side. And it's a poor kick. McPherson dropped what he should have marked. A little bit of tiredness creeping into this game by the looks of things. Bobby J for Border Bandag.
Yeah, it's a hectic pace, isn't it? Particularly when they start fumbling and making a few mistakes. It just makes the game a little bit more hectic.
Margin at 10 points. Myrtleford up here in the fourth quarter. 13 gone for NZ. Feel like this game's got a few more twists and turns. Del Bosco towards Smith. Good contest. And Riley Hurd has it at half-back point of the square. Kicks towards the Rooster. Got 2 hands to it. Good fist from Pethbridge. The Rooster makes another fist of it in the middle of the ground. Panthers with the numbers. Here's Cook. Out wide. Finds Jack Glanville on centre wing. He's got Cooper Hall, the only man in front of him. Waits for Drew Bevan to provide a little bit of run and carry. Here's the overlap. On to Cooper Hall now, who's going to go inside forward 50. He takes on Brady Sharp, but a really good tackle at an important time. Hand pass to Glanville. Shallow kick inside forward 50. Saints with the numbers through Riley Sharp. Comes to a one-on-one on centre wing, pinballing around. Oh, Thomason got 2 hands to it. And then Costello runs over the top of him and then applies a big tackle on Joshy Maraka, holding the ball.
That's a huge
sensational
moment.
Riley Costello with an elite body and paint player of the day from the young man. He says, hold my beer, Jack. I'm just as good.
How good's this kid been today? Like, as soon as he got back onto Thomason, he's wearing like a second skin. He's an unbelievable game today, the young fella.
What a tackle.
Oh.
I don't know about you boys, but I'm loving this game of footy.
Yeah, it's a ripper. It's an absolute ripper.
10 points the margin. Myrtleford up 65-55. There's been a goal apiece in this last quarter. Thomason flew high, all the players fell over, and we all take a collective breath.
Simon Curtis coming back, boys.
Chris Mitchell for the Newmarket Hotel. Looks like he's swapping with Ferguson.
Certainly is. Couldn't come at a better time.
So who is going to take the game by the scruff of the neck here in this last quarter? We've played 14 minutes for NZ. Miotto rode it beautifully. His kick was partially smothered. That's why Cook went with the double fister. Bren, who's been important, onto East. Kick into the pocket is a beauty.
What a beauty.
Finds Cooper Thomason, who already centred one in this last quarter. This time he takes 10 or 15 seconds, decides to then pass it off out the back. Miotto was all on his lonesome, but it went through for a minor score. Margin out to 11 points for Border Carpets Wodonga.
Jeez, he's had a day today, hasn't he, Cooper Thomason? He's had the young fella, Costello, all over him like a second skin today, and he's made some mistakes that we haven't seen so far in his early Ovens and Murray career.
Dan Vaccaro, 40 winks.
Yeah, just around the grounds, it's 1 point the difference. Cora Rutherglen, 80 to Raiders, 79.
I think you'll find that. Did you say 82 to 79?
80 to 79.
Sorry. I thought you said 82 to 79.
No, I said 80 to 79.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep, that's all right, Panda.
Come on.
Jace, that's how it sounded to me. Someone's knocked out, I reckon, in the middle of the ground. Billy Glanville's hardly moved.
Oh, no,
now he's getting up. Okay, that looked a little bit worrying there for a second as the ball is at half forward here for Myrtleford.
It did look a little bit...
yeah.
He might have been just having a nap.
He was fine, boys.
Okay, well, he didn't move for a solid 3 or 4 seconds. Now he's all right. Here's Billy Glanville. Jake O'Brien out of the stoppage. Forward hand pass. Will the ball sit here for Nick Newton, who's got pace to burn, who takes a bounce through the middle of the McNamara. Now he takes a second bounce, Nick Newton. Take a third if you like. Goes into the pocket looking for the Rooster. Over the arms, not able to mark. He's the first one back, and he sockets it off the ground for a goal. Put that down to the run and carry of Nick Newton. Rooster the beneficiary, and he's got 5 goals here at the McNamara Reserve.
That was electric by Nick Newton. He got the ball across the half-back and he said, right out, the ground's just opened up for him and he had one man to beat and he said, I'm going to take him on. And to do that at full speed, take a bounce and then also deliver the footy the way he did, that takes tremendous skill. And he was absolutely going to take acts like that for either side to win the game.
Yeah, Nick Newton, he's tried to do that all day today. Yep. He's had the 16 disposals. He's been decent, but that was a huge moment in this game. And Lavington, they're in this. They're really in this, guys.
They certainly are. A really exciting game of footy. We've enjoyed it all day. The Roosters kicked 4 of his 5 in the second half. East out of the middle for Border Carpets Wodonga. Inside forward 50. The Saints go once again. Maraka. Little nibbly kick was intercepted by Newton. Glanville caught holding the ball. Non-officiating umpire, I reckon, called it. An important tackle by Joshi Maraka.
Great second effort. It wasn't a great little chip kick, but then he followed it up and laid a really ripping tackle that stuck and straight in front.
Maraka and Miotto have been sensational for the local sides, hasn't he? That's a mouthful if you...
Miotto.
Good Italian name.
Gee whiz.
The extra syllable.
As I said, English is my second language.
So this for the instant reply for Myrtleford and to extend the margin back out to 11 points. Directly in front. 40 metres out. Joshi Maraka. Kick on the way. Is across the face. Big let off for the Lavington Panthers. He's been good today, Joshi Maraka. 67 plays, 61. 18 minutes played for NZ. Here in this fourth quarter for the Great Outdoors. A big hello to Churchy and the crew at the Great Outdoors. Harry Wilson, look at that kick. Out of the fence, finds Hucker. Likewise, looking for Shawnee Driscoll. 2 Morris medalers go to battle. And the Myrtleford version wins. Jackson East with a wonderful intercept mark. Finds Curtis, fires it back into attack. Smith out the back, did he push his opponent under the football? Spins out of traffic, finds an important hand pass. Brent on goal, is through for a goal. A floater from Declan Brent, and that's his third. Saints back out to a 2-goal margin for Border Carpets Wodonga. How about that reply, Bobby J, for Border Bandag?
Declan Brent is having some sort of game on the scoreboard today. He's been fantastic, Johnny on the spot. Riley Smith just provided a contest. Second effort, fantastic dish off to Brand with a hot hand and the hot foot. if I'm going to be honest. He's kicked 3 goals late for Murderford to really put this game in their favour with a 12-point lead leading into the 20th minute.
And you look at big moments in that game. That one-on-one by Jackson East against Sean Driscoll was huge. He has been huge today. 25 disposals for him, and could well have just won the game for Murderford Saints.
Declan Brent.
Well, the last 2 quarters have gone over 30 minutes, Chris.
Well,
I mean, we've seen 4 goals in this game, so there's got to be another 10 minutes in it.
Oh, there'll be at least 10 minutes in it. But, yeah, what a goal for Bren. The Bren gun, we used to call him.
Yep, Robbie used to get the Bren gun out. Here's Shawnee Driscoll. Once again for the Lavington Panthers. Goes inside 50. 2 ends to it was Ferguson. Where's the Rooster? He's down there fighting amongst the pill. Curtis push his opponent off the football. Dangerous kick across goals. Riccardi got a bad bounce, but he applied such an important tackle on Buchanan. And the umpire says, give it to me.
Massive tackle. Massive tackle. That was 1v1. The old-fashioned kick the ball out right here, 2 boys go for it, and that was a fantastic response for Brody.
Rooster grabs it out of the ruck. Banana has kicked it to the Foodworks. The Rooster has kicked it to the Buffalo Hotel.
Oh, dearie me. That's a reverse banana.
He's played such a good game as the Rooster.
Oh, dearie me.
He's kicked 5 goals.
To the Foodworks.
But that is out of bounds on the floor.
We'll be dropping into tried a banana.
He did.
We'll be dropping into the Foodworks drive-thru on the way home.
I think you will be.
The old reverse banana.
He's hit the belly of the footy.
He's hit the wrong side of the footy.
And Simon Curtis with a free kick for the Saints.
This is important play for the Myrtleford Saints. To have him back on the field, especially after a little break, this is just a bonus.
Buchanan floated across to try and intercept for the Panthers. Newton spun out of traffic. Desperation being shown from both sides here. And we have a ball up 60 metres out from Lavington goal. 2 goals apiece in this 4th quarter. It's been a beauty here on O&M Live. Margin hasn't been more than sort of 3 goals in it all day. Glanville out of the stoppage. Kick might work out all right here. Summers taps it to Douglas. True centre half forward into Sanson. Oh, cutting off the mark was Harrington. A beautiful intercept mark for the Saints. He goes short, and they can just take a minute or 2 here, Bobby J. It's in the hands of Curtis.
Just his 30th, sorry, Bob.
I just wonder if it's in Myrtleford's play to slow the game down and take it out, or are they prepared to just run and gun like they have been this season? Have they got that in their arsenal just to slow the things down and control it? Simon Curtis being back on the ground is a sure way of that maybe happening.
Declan Brand could be a contributor here for our Revel Training Player of the Day. Kick towards Truan, who caught one around the chops. Umpire said play on. Newton, grab a little kick down the line. Boundary throw into the left of the scoreboard, which reads 10-13-73, 8-13-61. Myrtleford up by 2 goals. What are you noticing down on the boundary, Chris O, for the Newie?
Well, still down, Truan, so he did cop one high and certainly making sure the umpire saw it, but no free kick. It's a little bit quieter. It was pretty much carnage early on with so many players off at the same time, but yeah, calm down a little bit now.
73 plays 61. Myrtleford up by 2 straight kicks. Ball up. Half forward here for Myrtleford. McPherson tackled, and we have another stoppage. This is exactly what Myrtleford and Funky Miller want, Bobby J.
That was the point I was just trying to make just a minute ago. Have they got in their play to shut it down, and they call it the 2-minute drill in football land, where they just shut the game down for the last 2 minutes and just really make it stoppage after stoppage after stoppage. The flip side of this is, if they haven't got it set up properly behind the ball, the run and gut, which they have, Simon Curtis and Brady Sharp have fallen behind the ball.
Kick out of the stoppage from Lavington, goes out to the far side of the ground. Sanson first up to meet the football. We have another boundary throw-in and another important stoppage out on the far side for Border Bandag, Bobby J.
Yeah, so what they've done is Brady Sharp and Simon Curtis have dropped behind the ball and made it a +2. Now Lavington are starting to even up the numbers. But as we speak, they just keep rolling numbers back. Big Riley Smith starting to roll behind the ball as well. So the moves and the coaching is starting to really come out in the coaches' boxes now to really set up this last 6 minutes, 7 minutes, Mitch. We're not sure how long it goes for, but we're aiming for 30 minutes. So it's interesting to see how the coaches go from here.
Stoppage here at half forward for the Saints. Billy Glanville's kick was smothered. Murphydale sends it back in here for Myrtleford. First one back is Newton, who's in a little bit of trouble. Good defensive pressure here from Myrtleford. Riley Costello tackled.
Well played, young man. Well
ball
played.
Up, 25 out from Myrtleford's goal.
He didn't panic there, Costello did he? He just took the ball in and created stoppage.
73 plays 61. Myrtleford up by 2 straight kicks. Here in this last quarter, Driscoll, Sean picks it up, kicks it to the middle of the ground. First one back there for the Saints is Del Bosco. Has to win an important one-on-one. Harry Barber tackled him. Pethbridge played for a free kick. Umpire says play on. Del Bosco has it at half-back. Finds Jackson East. How many for him, D-Vac?
Jackson East is at the 26th.
All thanks to 40 Winks. He goes short to Riccardi. Right in front of our commentary position, Brodie Riccardi. 25 minutes gone for NZ in the fourth quarter for the Great Outdoors. Riccardi with a drop punt inside forward 50. Glanville Billy had to be quick with the hands. Good pressure from McPherson on Wilson. McNamara was clean over to Cooper Hall, who gets advice to play on and hurry up. Left foot kick is going to be marked by Riccardi. Not the right option for the Lavington Panthers. Brodie Riccardi has it on centre wing. He's going to fire it back in for Myrtleford. McNamara flew high. Free kick in the back to Myrtleford.
Jake Sharp.
And Jake Sharp, Chris O, has a free kick here for the Saints.
Yeah, he was just at the front of the pack and got to a little bit of a push, and the umpire saw it. There wasn't a lot in it, but yeah, he's certainly using all his experience here with only 5 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, the experienced campaigner here, Sharp, he'll take every ounce of his imaginary 30 seconds and he'll get the journey. Is that breeze still favouring him there, Mitch, in behind him?
It's pretty dead quiet here at the moment. No breeze to speak of.
Thanks, mate.
So this to put the result beyond doubt. Jake Sharp, who kicked 1 goal in the second quarter. 26 gone for NZ. He's just going to pop this up by the looks of things to the top of the goal square. Asks his brother Riley to fly. Declan Brand brought down on a strong tackle. Just got a hand away. Truan brought down on a couple of big tackles. Umpire says boundary throw in. Deep in attack here for Myrtleford. Inside 50 numbers, D-Vac 40 Winks.
Yeah, inside 50 numbers this quarter. Myrtleford 14 and Lavington have had the 9.
See, that situation there, Sharp, could almost get it to the goal line and punch it through. That gives it an important point. That makes it 13 points of difference. So he's better off probably going for goal and missing deep.
2 straight kicks for Lavington. McPherson's kick on goal is going to be marked by Aidan Cook on the last line of defence. Kick has to be perfect. It wasn't. Jake Sharp wins it back for Myrtleford. Fakes one way, fakes the other. Goes out wide. On to Brady Sharp. The most unlikeliest of heroes. You couldn't write that script. Brady Sharp, the fullback, becomes the match winner. 3 goals the margin. All thanks to Border Carpets Wodonga.
It was a bit of shake and bake Sharpathon there, wasn't it? Both the brothers were dropping dimes like they were, in the backyard. But they're just danger there of losing control of the football in regards to a scrappy kick out of a stoppage. Lavington have to take the game on, and they went up the middle where the numbers were, where Myrtleford controlled beautifully, and the Sharp brothers just combined beautifully there, and calm when the storm was coming, and the big fella, he just put it straight through the middle. Big Brady. Well done, big fella. Well done.
Wonder what odds you would have gave me at the start of the day for Brady Sharp to kick the match winner for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And the siren sounds here at the McNamara Reserve, and the Saints stay undefeated in season 2026. 11-13-79 to Lavington 8-13-61. A great game of footy here on O&M Live, Bobby J.
Yeah, a 3-2 last quarter in favour of Myrtleford. I can't help but think that they were the better side for the majority of the day, and they controlled the game when they needed to control, and they took it on when they needed to took it on. But the Lavington were brave. They played a good brand of football most of the day, but I can't help but think when we talked to, if we talked to Snides after the game, that there might have been a few missed opportunities that they rue in their match match review sessions later on this week. But well done to Myrtleford. They still make this a real stranglehold up here in the hills, and they played a fantastic game. And there'll be some sore bodies out there. They played a high octane game of football, and we're just watching Mitch just drift out into the middle with D-Vac just dragging the chain as he does. But I'm sure that they'll find a worthy winner of the Revel Player of the Day.
A couple of options. I mean, Brand with the 3 goals.
Yes.
All in the second half. Yeah. How important was that? Simon Curtis. And Brady Sharp, as I said, Bobby, I mean, the unlikeliest of match winners for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints.
Exactly right. He had a solid game all day, and
Mr. Del Bosco had the 28 touches, unassuming. Simon Curtis was fantastic. A couple of real dyed-in-the-wool footballers that give them experience in really tough situations. But Riley Smith was good in the first half, but the big Hucker had his measure in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see where the boys go to. We're just watching now; they're just drifting through the middle. And I'm just not sure.
Crisso, he's just like a lion.
Crisso, he's grabbed Jackson East by the looks of it.
Jackson East by the looks of things. Crisso, you got the man for Rebel training down below.
Rebel player of the day, Jackson East, is just getting his photo taken with Vax, and the boys are all getting all around him. But what a great performance, mate, and the icing on the cake there with your big defender kicking the winning goal.
Nah, it was unreal, and shout out to Braids. Probably doesn't get too many opportunities. It was a bloody good win. It's good,
Yourself, mate, you played a blinder game. You had a few players come to you throughout the day. You're surprised with how little attention and a hard tag you get, or is it just your gut running, mate, you can get away from them?
No, I don't know. They're pretty hard work, those boys that were playing on me, but it was good just to get a win.
And Big O was a hard player for you guys to come up against all day and kicked 4 goals. How did you guys wrestle that momentum when Lavington were on top?
We play scenario footy at training, so we got a few scenarios we go through, cheers.
Unbeaten at home, mate. What's the secret ingredient down here in the Alpine Valley?
I don't know. It must be the soil.
Well done, mate. Enjoy the win.
Cheers.
Jackson East, Rebel training player of the day with the 26 disposals for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. And he is a man of few words. Yeah, he's our man, Jackson East, who has had the Rebel training player of the day a few times.
He certainly has. He has more touches than words. So he made Chris O work there, but he's a quality player. And he really drove the consistency throughout the day. All 4 quarters, he was really, really good. And he's a good player to have. And the more that the Giants don't want him, Funky Kyle Medina and his coaching crew would more than love to have him every week. So Jackson East is a quality player, and it keeps driving excellence with this Myrtleford Saints side, who just keep getting the job done. They're undefeated this year, and they're looking really, really good, and they're taking every challenge head on. They're playing some really, really good football, and they didn't have a lot of their players playing at their top today, but they got the job done in a different way than they're probably used to in the last 3 weeks.
Well, reality just shows you now that when you go 4-0, you play finals. Yep. So they'll be there unless something drastic happens, like they get hit with one of the great injury curses or something. And I thought they would have lacked a few bodies in the engine room. That was the concern with Myrtleford coming into the year. They lost Capillari, they lost Tenardi, they've lost a few others in the engine room. But they've been able to find others. Maracas stepped up to the plate. Mitchy Del Bosco's gone back in there. Tenardi's been around for the first couple of weeks. Wasn't there today, but they've been able to get it done. So they'll play finals, Myrtleford. They've got a really even 22, and they're going to be hard to beat. You're banking for 8 wins here, minimum.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's exactly right. If they win every game at home, which...
There's 9, then you're there.
Yeah, you're there, exactly. So, and they've already won 1 away from home already. Ashton McPherson's last quarter, he did a lot of hard work over in front of the scoreboard and kept the ball in the Saints, half for majority of that patch. And his improvement and the way he's come back after his injury is something that Funky spoke about in the pre-season, spoke about early doors, how the Saints are singing their song.
Oh, when the Saints go marching in! Oh, when the Saints go marching in!
Wonderful win for the Myrtleford Alpine Saints over the Lavington Panthers. They win by 18 points, 79-61. We'll be back with our post-game show for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro after this. It's O&M Live, the Saints salute over the Panthers, and a beauty here on O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
Got a local business?
SS&A, this is your place.
All right. I love you. Have a good shift.
The all-new Nissan Navara, built for the grid shift.
What's What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shorty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time, shorty get.
Explore where your new home begins. Discover our designs. Discover local land. Discover what's possible. Visit Sundancer Homes' new sales centre and showroom at 482 Kiowa Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
No one celebrates life like you do. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, we're here to help you celebrate the life of your loved one, your own special way. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
This goes out to all the athletes, the fitness buffs, and the huff and puffs. On your marks, get set. Find your perfect fit at the athlete's foot.
Welcome back to the McNamara Reserve, where the Myrtleford Alpine Saints walked away 3-goal winners over the Lavington Panthers, 79-81, and a pretty entertaining game of footy. It has to be said here on OMFNL Live, 1494 2AY. You got Panda with you, got Bobby J, all thanks to Border Bandag, Dan Vaccaro for the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro and 40 Winks, and Chris Mitchell searching for a sneak interview with Craig Funky Miller down below. D-Vac, we might just head